for this online celebration. But before we go ahead into the program, here is a quick announcement. Yogini Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much for joining us today in this lovely celebration. So first, before we start, I was on mute. So as I was saying, sorry. We are offering simultaneous interpretation today because we have participants coming from all around the world so that we can better understand each other and better communicate. We will be offering simultaneous interpretation in 3 languages. So it will be English, Hindi, and Portuguese. So for desktop users, you can go to the globe icon. You can just click on the globe icon. And then you will see a box with different languages, English, Portuguese, and Hindi. All you have to do is select on the language, click on the language of your choice. And then if you wish to, you can mute original audio. And then if you mute original audio, you will only listen to your selected channel. Now for mobile users, you can click on the more icon, which is 3 little dots, as you can see on your mobile phone. Then you will see the language interpretation icon, so you can click on that. And you will see also a box, and then you can click on your respective language, English, Portuguese, or Hindi. And then you can choose also to select mute original audio just to listen to your selected channel. So that is for mobile users. We have these 2 different options. So those of you who are arriving now, many of you are joining now, Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for being with us today. We're about to start, and we're just going over the steps you need because we will have speakers speaking also in Portuguese today. So we will, at a certain point, everyone will have to go to the English channel who wants to hear in English. So we have some Brazilian speakers. So when the time comes, we will remind you. So you will have to do these steps. So I'm going to go over it one more time in English, okay, for you to understand. So for desktop users, you click on the globe icon, and then you select the language of your choice, and then you can choose to click original audio, and then you will just listen to the interpretation. For mobile users, you can click on the more icon, which are 3 little dots, and then you can go ahead to select the language of your choice, and then you can choose also to select mute original audio. Okay, so everyone who speaks English will at a certain point need to go to the English channel to hear the Portuguese speakers. Now I will give the instructions in Portuguese. Olá, Hare Krishna a todos, sejam muito bem-vindos, muito obrigada por estarem aqui participando dessa celebração maravilhosa. Nós vamos ter várias línguas, falantes de várias línguas, em português, inglês e hindi. Então, para vocês que precisarem de interpretação simultânea, vocês cliquem, por favor, no globo, no ícone do globo, e aí vai abrir uma caixinha. Nessa caixinha tem os idiomas, então selecione português, ou o idioma da sua escolha, e depois, se quiserem, vocês podem mutar o áudio original. Porém, se vocês mutarem o áudio original, quando os palestrantes vierem falar em português, vocês não vão ouvir o português. Então, ou não mutem o original, ou lembrem de voltar e desmutar. Ok? E esse é para o desktop e agora para o celular. Mobile users. Para os usuários de celular, por favor, clique no ícone mais, depois 3 pontinhos, depois clique no globo, on the globe, e depois pode selecionar o português, e depois mutar ou não o áudio original, ou seja, vocês vão poder ou não ouvir o som atrás, né, do intérprete. And so now we will have the Hindi instructions.
Hare Krishna. हिंदी भक्तों को मेरा प्रणाम. आप लोगों का स्वागत है. आप लोगों के लिए भी आप भाषा चयन इस तरह से कर सकते हैं. जो कंप्यूटर उपयोग करता है उन्हें अपने स्क्रीन के नीचे दाईं तरफ ग्लोब दिखाई देगा, ग्लोब आइकन, उसको क्लिक करें और उसके बाद में आप हिंदी का चयन कर सकते हैं। ठीक है, और नीचे एक ऑप्शन है म्यूट ओरिजिनल ऑडियो, तो अगर उसे आप क्लिक करेंगे तो आप सिर्फ हिंदी चैनल को सुनेंगे, लेकिन हम चाहेंगे कि आप उसे ना क्लिक करें, क्योंकि जो वीडियोस और ये सब आएंगे वो ओरिजिनल ऑडियो में बचेंगे। तो अभी के लिए उसे ऐसे ही रखिए। और जो मोबाइल उपयोग करता है वो लोग उनको 3 बिंदुएं दिखाई दे रहे हैं उनके दाहिनी ओर नीचे, उस पर क्लिक करें, फिर उनको गोलाकार आकार का आइकन दिखाई देगा, उस पर वो क्लिक कर सकते हैं। उस पर क्लिक करने के बाद उन्हें फिर वही ऑप्शन आएगा हिंदी, वो हिंदी पे क्लिक कर सकते हैं। और मोबाइल के लिए एक ज़रूरी सूचना कि हिंदी पे क्लिक करने के बाद उन्हें डन ऐसा करके आएगा, वो डन क्लिक करें ताकि उनका हिंदी भाषा सिलेक्ट हो जाए। धन्यवाद। हरे कृष्णा।
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And if you have any questions regarding this feature, please get in touch with using the chat box, speaking to Ask Your Servant. So if you can find Ask Your Servant, if you have any questions regarding the interpretation or any technical issues that you may have, please let us know and we will try to solve any of your problems. Thank you very much. And now I will pass the floor to dear Sukadeva Goswami Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you very, very much. Please, I hope you all listen to the announcement. It is very, very important that you all try to follow the rules and the regulation that has been set forward so that you all can have the best experience of this online Vyasa-Puja celebration, because we are trying to make the best use and also to be able to provide the best facility for this online celebration so that nobody miss out. I don't want to miss out, and I know you don't want to miss out. So moving forward to today's schedules, we have outlined for you varieties of programs. In a minute from now, a few seconds from now, we are going to have a short movie on the life of His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Damodara Swami Maharaj. Part 1, we have part 2, part 3, but this is just part 1, just to be able to whet your appetite for the upcoming sections. And then followed by, after this movie we are going to have Maharaj himself, the birthday boy in person. He's going to be speaking on the topic culture of constant love and appreciation, a very wonderful topic that I don't want you to miss out, and you don't want to miss out on this. And after Maharaj has finished speaking, we are going to have offerings by senior friends, God brothers and God sisters of His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Damodara Swami Maharaj, in persons of His Holiness Bhakti Narasimha Swami, His Grace Sri Vasvanachari Prabhu, His Holiness Bhakti Charudeshna Swami, and His Holiness Purushatraya Swami. And after that, we are going to have offerings by disciples and well-wishers. So please stay tuned and enjoy the movie. God bless you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. And now we have the much awaited moment, and now we will have we're so looking forward to this moment, to sharing this beautiful movie with you, part 1, that was made by loving devotees with much love, and we're all very anxious to see this beautiful movie on about the life of His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Damodara Swami. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Bhakti Dhira Damodar Swami was born Oko Ojama, 8th of June 1957. His parents hailed from Ogoja, Cross River, Nigeria, and practiced African traditional religion. But he grew up as a Roman Catholic. From a very young age, he has been very spiritually minded, and he studied the Bible intensely with the sole aim of understanding God and His entire creation. He once asked his Bible teacher about the concepts of reincarnation and karma, and the teacher, in anger, told him that his questions were unbiblical. Not satisfied with the response, he started searching for answers in other faiths. He associated with various spiritual groups such as the Rosicrucian Order and Aetherius Society, read all of Lobsang Rampa's books, practiced Hatha Yoga with a representative of Roy Eugene Davis, and also corresponded with the spiritual organization founded by L.G. Manning, an American psychic. Meanwhile, he also pursued electrical engineering and was an upcoming reggae artist. Later, in 1980, at the age of 23, while he was working with Costain in Lagos, Nigeria, he came across an advert in the Daily Times newspaper by the Hare Krishna movement. The advert was about self-realization, karma, yoga and reincarnation. He wrote to them and received a copy of Back to Godhead magazine, which he did not read, thinking it to be just an Indian magazine on vegetarianism, because of the vegetarian advert on the back cover. The following year, the same advert came up in the newspaper. He wrote to them and received another issue of the magazine. He then read the two issues, the recent one as well as the previous one, cover to cover. Inspired, he made a visit to the ISKCON temple in Lagos. There, he not only very much enjoyed the prasadam, spiritual food, music and dance in the company of the devotees, but was also very satisfied with the answers to his questions on reincarnation and karma. That impelled him to go deeper in the understanding and practice of Bhakti Yoga. Hence, in 1982, he moved into the temple as a resident devotee. While in the temple, he continued to work on his reggae musical album, but later discontinued to dedicate himself fully to the pursuit of spiritual life.
Hare Krishna. So thank you very much for staying tuned. And I know you all were very much interested, like, wow, what is happening? And you all were able to see a little glimpse into the life of Maharaj and how he started his Krishna conscious journey and how he became attracted to devotees and how so far he has been in the movement and he has been practicing this Krishna consciousness. But that is just a little tip to just to whet your appetite, for what more is coming. So stay tuned and don't go anywhere. Like so many people, so many of us, we want to like, okay, let me go. Don't even go for a toilet break. Stay there so that you can enjoy the program and don't miss out anything. So going forward now, we are going to invite Maharaj, His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Damodara Swami Maharaj Shila Gurudev. We're going to invite him to come and speak on the topic of constant love and patience. Maharaj, Shila Gurudev, please accept our humble obeisances. All glories to you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Namo Vishnu Pade Krishna. Visaya Kale Simultaneous Bhakti Swami. Namaste Krishna Parai Prabhupada Shitanya Shri Gaura Kali Sati Bhakti Namo Vishnu Pade Krishna. Visaya Kale Simultaneous Bhakti Vedanta Swami. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravam Jai. Lady Magyan, Miranda Sagyan, Janasakre, Shakshuru, Krishna is Niguriana. Shri Chaitanya, Mano Vishtam, Savisan Devi. Swayam Rupa Kadam, Dadati Shwa Kadam. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Bhumijana, Sri Advaita Vedadara Sivasadi Gauravam. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I respectful obeisances to all the exalted devotees present, His Splendid Kshatriya Maharaj, His Splendid Bhakti, Harisimha Swami Maharaj, His Splendid Bhakti Charadesna Swami Maharaj, His Grace Sri Vaidvanacharya, and all the great souls present here, those unseen and those who are behind the screen. My respectful obeisances at the Lotus feet, begging that you continue to show your blessings, your causeless mercy, and I want all of you to understand that your causeless mercy, is my shelter. Hare Krishna. We're looking at the culture of constant love and appreciation from the teachings of our acharyas. So what we see in the picture here is the Supreme Personality of Godhead of Sri Krishna, and his face is mentioned of Balaram and all the Godhead boys. yeah, and it's showing us what is life, what is love, what is appreciation. You can see that here. But this is what Krishna was doing every day in Vrindavan 5,000 years ago when he was here. Why Krishna did this? Krishna wanted us to know what is love and the importance of appreciation. So if he does not teach us himself, how will we understand it? How will we know? So Krishna came here with his eternal associate, Goloka Vrindavan, and showed us how is life, what is life. I always repeat this that so Prabhupada was asked in one of the Ratayatra festivals, Swamiji, what is this you are trying to show us? By this festival, what are you trying to teach us? So Prabhupada said, this festival is to show you how God is enjoying. And the reporter felt maybe Prabhupada didn't understand this question. So he repeated the question, Swamiji, I was asking, what are you trying to teach us by this program? So Prabhupada repeated his answer. This program is to show you how God is enjoying, and in the process inviting you how to join his enjoyment. So Krishna came here 5,000 years ago, here for 5,000 years ago, to come and show us what is life, what is enjoyment, what is love. Here in the material world we talk about it, but we don't know about it. So Krishna came to show us. Alright? So what is the culture of constant love and appreciation? So from the Srimad Bhagavatam we have this beautiful story of the Pachitas. Lord Shiva had gone to teach them a process of meditating on Krishna. And they did it. And I tell you, at the end of the profession, Lord Krishna came to appreciate them. The Supreme Personality appreciated them. What did they do that Krishna appreciated? What was the appreciation Krishna gave to them? Next. the Supreme Personality of God had said, "My dear sons of the King, I am very much pleased by the friendly relationships among you. All of you are engaged in one occupation, which is devotional service. I am so pleased with your mutual friendship that I wish you all good fortune. Now you may ask benediction of me." This is Bhagavatam, chapter 30, text number 8. When you look at this sloka here, that there are things which Krishna has repeated. I am very much pleased. I am very much pleased the 2 times in this sloka. This Krishna is showing appreciation to the preachers for what? Their friendly relationship. Their friendly relationship. 2 times Krishna also repeated this. So Krishna appreciated when we show love to others. His Holiness Bhakti Maharaj explained that. Many people are waiting for somebody to love them before they will start loving them. And he said they will wait for eternity because that is not the principle of love. The principle is that we have to come out to show love to people, then there will be reciprocation. Reciprocation is very important. So Krishna is repeating his word, "I am pleased with you. I am pleased with you because of your friendly dealings." What is so important in this? What is most important in this is that Krishna is appreciating and he is ready to give the benediction. He said, "All of you are engaged in one occupation, which is devotional service." We are engaged in the same occupation, one occupation, which is devotional service for Krishna. Are they also one soul? No. Although they are brothers, they have different feelings, they have different understanding, they have different tastes, they have different appreciation. But because Krishna said, your mutual friendship, your cooperation together, your lovely dealings with each other has attracted me. That I am ready to give you any benediction that you may ask of me. So Krishna said, feel free to ask me for benediction. Feel free. Ask me for any benediction. Don't hesitate. Don't think, does it have it or is it difficult for me? Don't worry about that. Just ask me for any benediction because I'm pleased and happy with you. When we are understanding the importance of supporting each other in our Krishna consciousness, when we know the importance of supporting each other, we saw that with the time Mahaprabhu in Jagannath Puri, the presence of Gundicha. So the time Mahaprabhu was going through all the devotees, those are collecting the most. So the time Mahaprabhu said, you are very, very good, very, very good, thank you. But your goodness is that you should teach others who are collecting less. The secret of collecting more. This is love. Krishna showed that. Show others how to collect as a collect. In other words, a pure devotee does not come here to come and
It's 5 o'clock.
what is how pure they are, but they have come here to show us the way of Krishna consciousness, how we can become successful in Krishna consciousness. Therefore, without supporting each other in our Krishna consciousness, we will not be successful in our Krishna consciousness. And Srila Prabhupada expanded the book and this teaching, this lovely dealings and appreciation for the preachers in his book. each and every one of the sons of King Pachina buried his heart. Was an individual soul, as I was asking. Were they one soul? No, they're different souls. 10 people together. They were 10, but they were united as if they are one. This is love. This is love. So Prabhupada is saying, each and every one of the sons of King Pachina buried his heart. Was an individual soul, but they were united in offering transcendental service to the Lord. They united in unity and diversity. This is unity and diversity. They have individual interests, they have different opinions, but when it comes to Krishna, our differences and our ideas should be kept aside. We want to succeed in Krishna. We have to keep our individual interest outside. Now it is Krishna conscious interest. It is the principle of love. Our individual interest has to be kept aside, to be separate. This I have also seen, not just only in the book and Protector's life many years ago. I have seen it also in our own days when Srila Prabhupada disciples want to do something like Sentinel and other projects. They are also different personalities, but the differences are kept aside. Only Srila Prabhupada interest is the main concern. And that is how we see that they are successful and this one is going on. Then Srila Prabhupada went to the negative side, issue which we have to also consider very seriously. Disunity between individual souls is so strong within this material world that even in a society of Krishna consciousness, members sometimes appear disunited. And what is causing our disunity? What is causing our disunity? Prabhupada explained. To their appear disunited due to their having different opinions and leaning towards material things. This is the problem. While we talk about unity, the principle of unity is that we have to remove our individual mentality, our material desires which are blockage on the part of Bhakti. Our material desires should not come into Krishna consciousness. If we want to succeed individually, or we want to succeed collectively, we have to look into this very carefully. This unity is due to our having different opinions and leaning towards material things. That means we don't consider Krishna to be in the center, which has been our original disease from the beginning. Our original disease from the beginning is I have my interest, selfishness. This is selfishness. My selfishness is the prominent deity which I'm meditating upon. My selfishness, as long as our selfishness comes in front of anything we want to do, there will always be a disunity. We can go on and on and on and talk about unity. There will be diversity without unity. And we are seeing that. Diversity is going on, unity is not going on. Why? Prabhupada said here, disunity is due to our individual different opinions. And
Hare Krishna, everybody. We humbly apologize. Maharaj is having some little network disconnection, but he's gonna be with us soon. Just please hang in there with us. God bless you. Hare Krishna. Once in a while, there's this network connection that do happen, and especially in Nigeria, the network is not so very, very proper. Good, Maharaj is back. Thank you.
Technology. I'm sorry for the disconnection. How many minutes more I have? How many minutes remaining?
Hare Krishna Maharaj, you have a few more minutes. Like approximately like 2 to 3 minutes, Gurudev.
3 minutes at least. Okay. So anyway, so I can finish here. So this is the point that we should unite. And the principle of unity is that we should not bring our material desires inside. I said in the relationship. And we see that through all relationships. Any relationship that selfishness comes in, it will never unite. Always disunity will come. There's no question of unity when we have our material desires permanently manifesting. It will always create disunity. And they will not be appreciated, will not value what is appreciation because I don't have respect for you, don't have respect for me. And that is the culture we are seeing in the material world. What Srila Prabhupada wanted, and actually in Krishna consciousness there cannot be two opinions. There is only one goal, to serve Krishna, to one's best ability. If there is some disagreement over service, so disagreement is to be taken as spiritual. In other words, we are individual. I give an example. We are individual. We have a service. Take this microphone to the temple, and two of us are responsible to take it to the temple. Right? So I'm saying, let us take it through this corner. And we say, no, we can take it through this corner. And we can go on and argue about that, and at the end, the microphone is not taken to the temple. That is negative. Positive side is that you can take it to this side. They say, no, we can take it to this side. So okay, let's look at it and see which one is shorter. If it is for Krishna, we should look at it. Which way is shorter? This is shorter. Okay, let's go. Yes. It is this is Krishna consciousness. We have different opinion, but our opinion has to unite because it is for Krishna. Our opinion should not impede Krishna's service. That is Krishna consciousness. So Prabhupada appreciated that this is disagreement because we're individual person. But that disagreement should be spiritual. And if it is spiritual, the service will be done amicably, and all of us will be happy and satisfied. So it doesn't matter which way we take it inside. The main thing is that it should be taken to the temple, and it has been taken to the temple. Everyone will be satisfied with that. Those who are actually engaged in the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead cannot be disunited in any circumstance. And it's a very strong word. Those who are actually engaged in the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead cannot be disunited. There is disunity. If there is disunity, we are not Krishna conscious. The main reason is that we're not Krishna conscious. If we are Krishna conscious, there will be unity. even if there is disagreement, there will be unity. This makes the Supreme Personality of Godhead very happy and willing to award all kinds of benediction to his devotees, as indicated in this verse. Right? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Srila Gurudev. The topic was very, very profound, and the subject matter, each details and each subject matter that you spoke about was very, very profound and very, very deep and touching. Actually, you were speaking to me. Thank you very much, Srila Gurudev, for that. Well, like Guru Maharaj has spoken, His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Damodara Swami Maharaj, they have spoken about Krishna. You know, Krishna appreciates when we show love to others. And this is one of the things that each and every one of us, once in a while, we are trying to cultivate and we're trying to work upon. But here Maharaj is confirming that again, and he's also confirming it from the Srimad Bhagavatam. And also he spoke about cooperation and how the importance of cooperation, mutual friendship, and that the essence of love is not just to accumulate, the essence of love is to share. And that unity in diversity, like if we want to succeed in our spiritual life, collectively, we should push away the disease of self-interest. And this is one of the things that is actually hitting each and every one of us, me unfortunately.
Selfishness.
Selfishness, the disease of selfishness, that if we want to succeed collectively in our individual spiritual practice, we should push away this disease. We should fight it and remove it from ourselves. Thank you very much, Maharaj, for the profound message, for the profound and deep, insightful instruction. Thank you, Maharaj. May the Lord bless your intelligence more and more. Srila Prabhupada. Yeah, Srila Gurudev. So we are going to move forward now, moving on to the schedule, so that we are trying to make it nicely so that we are able to accumulate and accommodate as much speakers as possible, and also not to be able to leave anyone aside. So moving on, we're going to be calling on His Holiness Bhakti Narasimha Swami Maharaj. Maharaj, thank you very much for being here with us, and thank you for being patient and being tolerant with us. Also, you know, we are your children. We're just trying to make everything perfect, but please forgive us for whichever discrepancies that we may have on our side. To each and everyone, to so many of you that don't know His Holiness Bhakti Narasimha Swami Maharaj, Bhakti Narasimha Swami Maharaj is the disciple of His Holiness Giriraj Swami, and Maharaj is the first South African sannyasi in ISKCON. To so many of you that don't know also, Maharaj joined ISKCON in 1986 and served as a book distributor, like not just a book distributor, and is an avid book distributor in Birmingham, UK in the early 90s. And Maharaj has since served in various managerial and counseling positions in South Africa, Kenya, and Uganda. And currently, Maharaj is very much loved by the youth in South Africa, me included. Maharaj is very much loved by the youth in South Africa. And currently, Maharaj is preaching in Pretoria, South Africa, Brazil, Russia, and India. Maharaj is here to grace us with his presence. Thank you. And also Maharaj is the very, very good friend of my Gurudev, His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Damodara Swami Maharaj. Maharaj, please, the floor is yours. Hare Krishna, Maharaj.
Om Gyanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. I'd like to thank His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Damodara Maharaj for allowing us to participate in this wonderful program. Also, the organizers, headed by Sukadev Goswami Prabhu. First, I would like to know how many minutes do I have?
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Yes.
Hare Krishna. So you have around 8 to 10 minutes. Please take your time. Thank you so
Okay,
much
fine.
for joining us today. It's wonderful to see you.
Hare Krishna. So thank you very much. I was just thinking about the topic Maharaj was sharing with us of love and appreciation. Actually, I was thinking about the same thing this morning, how it is important to be grateful for the benedictions, favors that we receive from the great souls. So I thought, with that in mind, I thought of sharing with all of you the tattva, or the truth about the position, or about, let's say, Guru Tattva, the truth about the Guru, because this subject is very, very important. So Srila Rupa, in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, chapter 20, verse 165, it says that the Supreme Personality of Godhead exists in three principal forms. One is Swayam Rupa, Krishna alone, and then Tat Ekatma Rupa. This is when the Lord expands for creation, different pastimes, leelas. And then the third manifestation of the Lord is called Avesha Rupa. So these are three manifestations. And then also in the Lagu Bhagavatamrita, in Purvakanda, verse 12, Rupa Goswami elaborates. He says, Anana Pikshat Rupam Swayam Rupa Sa Uchyati. He says that the form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead that does not depend on any other forms is called Swayam. And that is explained also, this form is explained in the first canto Bhagavatam in chapter 1, in first chapter of the first canto in chapter 3. There in text number 28 is referred to as Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Krishna is the source of all the incarnations. That chapter explains how the Lord is the source of incarnations. So in that way, when we talk about Swam Rupa, that's Krishna alone. And then in the third category, Tat Ekatma Rupa, Rupa Goswami explains how the forms of the Lord exist simultaneously. In other words, when the Lord expands himself, he still remains the same in his original form, Swayam Rupa. Now we have Balaram in this category, Balaram, and then from Balaram you get Vasudev, Sankashan, Aniruddha, Pradyumna. And then in the third category, which is Avesha, or you could say Avesha forms, Avesha Rupa, the Rupa Goswami says, Jnana Shakti Adikalaya Yatma Vishnu Janadana Ta Avesha Nigadyate Jiva Eva Mahatama. The translation is that a living entity who is specifically empowered by the Lord. How he is empowered with knowledge, or if he has strength, is technically called Avesha Rupa. This is explained by Rupa Goswami in Lagu Bhagavatamrita, Purvakanda verse number 8. That Avesha Rupa refers to that personality who is empowered by Lord either through Jnana, or he may be empowered through strength. So that is Avesha-rupa. That is also stated in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, chapter 7. Sorry, this is Anchalila, chapter 7, text number 11. There it says, Krishna Shakti Vina Nahi Tara Pravatana, that unless the devotee is empowered, is especially empowered by the Lord, he cannot preach the holy name all over the world. So this is an explanation of Avesha-rupa. So in that category of Avesha-rupa, you have different categories. You get Bhagavad Avesh, and then you get Bhagavad Avesh means divine absorption, and then there is Vibhuti Avesh, which means indirect. Like Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita in chapter 10, that amongst the movable things, I'm the Himalaya, amongst the bodies of water, I'm the ocean. So these things are indirectly empowered by the Lord. But Shaktavesh is the third category, which refers to a person who is empowered by God, either through knowledge or bhakti. So why this is important? It's important because sometimes people ask us, why do you worship a human being instead of worshiping the living God? Or we refer to Prabhupada as his divine grace. Why do you refer to him as his divine grace? But there's a reason why the spiritual master is referred to as his divine grace. Divine grace refers to God. So since the spiritual master is an empowered representative of God, we also receive him as good as God. That's why we refer to him as his divine grace. So in that way, this is the understanding of Guru Tattva, how the spiritual master is a representative of the Lord, how he is empowered by the Lord to help the living entities in many ways. So in that way, with these words, I was reminded of my experience with His Holiness, Bhakti Dhira Damodara Maharaj. So in my early days, I was working closely with Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj. By some good fortune, I got training from him and he blessed me in many ways. But then in 2005, when I was in Mayapur, I first met His Holiness for the first time. He came to Mayapur with the group of devotees from Chowpatty, just prior to his taking sannyas. So Maharaj was there. And I was amazed by his humility. He was serving prasadam and with the devotees from Chowpatty. And we didn't speak much because at that time I was getting in on the sannyas list. And the same year he was getting initiated. So I was getting in, he was coming out. So then we only met later, again when I came back to Mayapur. When I came back to Mayapur, after taking sannyas, Maharaj was already established in his preaching in India. And he allowed me to share the room with him because I didn't have money to book any room in Mayapur. I was just poor sannyas. So that's when I realized how big his heart is. His body is very slim, but his height is like mountainous. It's unlimitedly big. And with me, there were so many devotees from West Africa also who were in my position of just not having enough means for sustaining yourself in India. And Maharaj was accommodating a lot of us. And I really appreciate that. And when I was thinking I mean, when I was invited to participate in the Vyasa-Puja, I was thinking about those days when I was a new sannyas, how Maharaj gave me shelter in the Holy Dam, also in Vrindavan, and so many other places. And then I got the opportunity also by his mercy to join him in the Nishinga safari of Chapatak Maharaj. So in that way, Maharaj has been blessing me in so many ways. And unfortunately now we are being separated by Corona, but hopefully when the Corona war is over, we will be united. And it's been great pleasure to be in his association. And one of the things that amazed me about Maharaj, because I was with him also in Brazil, is how he cared for his disciples. I was a servant for almost 15 years, many sannyasis, many gurus. And I've never seen someone who has a system of caring for his disciples like Maharaj. For example, when I was closely associating with him, he would be giving a class, maybe in Brazil, he's in India, and the times are different. But even if the class is like 1 o'clock in the morning, he will be there to conduct the class and give association to those devotees in that country. And he was doing that almost every day because there are different devotees in different countries. I really admired that, and I was praying that my heart opened up to other people so that I can be more of service like him. I really appreciate Maharaj, that quality. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. His Holiness Bhakti Damodara Maharaj K. Shira Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj K. Jai Shira Prabhupada K. Thank you very much.
Yeah. He's my dear friend, dear brother. And when we do preach in Brazil, and every time we have to get the Bhagavatam class together, he has intelligence, ability to create, but not creating. I only follow. So even though I took sannyas before him, so my system was, when I went to speak, I said, oh, Maharaj, you have to speak first, and Maharaj to speak first. He didn't know my secret. My secret was that he has to originate, he has to bring out a point, and I would take it from there, and I turn to speak. So I I appreciate Maharaj for his lovely dealings and his kindness. And always creating he'll bring out a point that I can hook on and continue to climb on that. So thank you to continue to help me like that for life. Hare Krishna.
His Holiness Bhakti Narasimha Maharaj Ki Jai. Thank you very much, Maharaj. We are very joyful and very much blessed to have your association, even though your schedules are very busy and very tight, but still you made time to be present with us today at this particular hour. I don't know what time it is over there on your side, but you made time to be present here with us. Again, for this, Maharaj, we are very joyful. And the essence of everything you've just said is very profound and touching to me. Actually, to me, I got a message for myself, and I believe each and every one of us here also got a message for themselves, which is that no one can do anything if the Lord does not empower them. And you perfectly explained that about the Avesha Rupa forms of the Lord, that the Lord, it is only when the Lord empowers a person that a person can be able to act. And the Lord empowers people in different ways, with knowledge and with Shakti. And also we see in the life of all our spiritual masters, you also explained to us the essence of why we worship a spiritual master. The essence of why a spiritual master is to be worshipped, because the spiritual master is an empowered personality. He's an empowered being. He's not just a person out of the blues that comes out like that. No, he's a direct empowered person. And we are grateful that we have you here also with us, who is also an empowered representative of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and also our Srila Gurudev here with us. Thank you very, very much, Maharaj. And also you also spoke about that humility is important, and from everything you've spoken about, we see how the humility, the importance of this humility, and also how you yourself as an individual, as a person, you personify this humility by speaking on different areas, and you're showing. I'm learning from you, Maharaj, and I know that each and every one of us here, we are learning from you. So again, Maharaj, thank you very much. In my country, they said "Eshe gidi gidi gani," and here in Mauritius, they say "Merci, merci beaucoup." So thank you, Maharaj. So we are going to move on now to Yogini Mataji, please.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Maharaj, for the wonderful offering. And now we have a video of a very special Maharaj from Brazil, and his name is His Holiness Purushottaya Swami. He wasn't able to be present here today, but he sent us a very lovely video, and we would like to share it with you today. Let me just introduce His Holiness Purushottaya Swami Maharaj first. He joined the movement in 1976 when he was 30 years old. He's a disciple of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. And in the last 45 years, he has been doing so many different services. He has lectured at Mayapur's Gurukula. He's coordinated projects in Brazil and all different regions of Brazil. He's also an experienced musician, leading wonderful kirtans throughout the world and writing wonderful books that link the Vaishnava Vedanta with subjects that are relevant today in our modern society. Currently, he's coordinating the rural project of Eco Villa Goda Vrindavana in Paraty in the state of Rio de Janeiro, and where he also has created the Paramatma Institute and other projects like bioconstruction and cow protection as well. So let us now see the video of His Holiness Purushottaya Swami Maharaj. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, querido Bhakti Dhira Maharaj, minhas reverências, todas as glórias a Srila Prabhupada. Primeiro quero felicitá-lo por seu Vyasa-Puja e quero também desejar que tenhamos muitos Vyasa-Pujas daqui para frente, a despeito de qualquer pandemia que venha aqui pela frente. Desejo também felicitá-lo pelo seu trabalho de pregação aqui no nosso Yatra brasileiro, inspirando muitos devotos e devotas, ocupando-os no serviço devocional da missão de Srila Prabhupada. Admiro muito a sua sinceridade, o seu comportamento fiel na missão de Srila Prabhupada, e tenho certeza que todos os devotos que se abrigaram em ti estão recebendo essa inspiração e esse refúgio, tanto de ti quanto de Srila Prabhupada. Jai. Todas as glórias a Srila Prabhupada. Haribol.
Yeah, so thank you so much, His Holiness Purushottaya Swami, for that lovely and sweet video. And he spoke about how much inspiration His Holiness Bhakti Damodara brings to all the yatras all over Brazil, and how much appreciation Brazilian devotees and how grateful Brazilian devotees are for all of this. So thank you so much. And Sukadeva, over to you. The floor is yours.
Before then, I Maharaj, the first time I met him was Vrindavan 2004. That's my first time. I didn't meet him first in Brazil. I met him first in Vrindavan. I was doing Bhakti, so I was still Bhakti Bible at that time. And so he was giving a Srimad Bhagavatam lecture, and I saw it. Really very intelligent. Very intelligent. And he knows the Shastra very, very deeply. And also he's really, really humble and down to earth, because we're having some difficulties in taking a very heavy, spicy prasadam. So one of his disciples, he decided to make prasadam differently for us in the Ravan in his house. So we're going to his house. He lives in Vrindavan, in Madhavan colony. So all the Western devotees were going to take the southern business. So when I went in, I met him there, and oh, this is where he was staying. So he was staying there with his disciple, and we're meeting there regularly. I took interest, we started listening to him and hearing his lectures. So seeing that time, we were meeting, and then I met him again in Brazil. I didn't know he was from Brazil, but then I met him then. And he has written so many books like that he was speaking. And very, very interesting, has a very powerful community. He's producing so many wonderful things in this community. Very beautiful temple, very, very natural, very natural. He's eco-friendly personified. So he called it a Gora Vrindavan. Very nice, beautiful. I visited the place, and he also showed me a video of the place. I went there, see the place. He was there, and we had a very beautiful time. He took me the tour of the whole project, and I had a very beautiful, nice, natural prasadam, no chemical, nothing. Very sweet. The prasadam properly described in the Bhagavatam. It will give the brain tissue to understand Krishna, to understand the philosophy. So I do that practical in this project. And I have many of the disciples who are good friends and supporting. So we are very, very happy to have His Holiness Kshatriya Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Gurudev. His Holiness Bhakti Purushottaya Swami Maharaj Ki Jai. I'm very, very joyful that we had the presence of His Holiness here with us, although physically he wasn't able to join us, but he was merciful enough to send a video recording for this auspicious occasion. And as Gurudev have said, I would also love to visit his farm project, Gora Vrindavan, so that I can eat some prasad also to increase my brain tissue. Thank you very much, Maharaj. So we're ongoing with this with the program. We're going to be calling His Grace Srivas Vanachari Prabhu. Unfortunately, Srivas Vanachari Prabhu is not present here online with us, but he has been merciful enough to send a video recording to be played for this auspicious occasion. To so many of you that don't know His Grace Srivas Vanachari Prabhu, Prabhu is a senior disciple of His Holiness Bhakti Tirtha Swami Maharaj, and he is the first Vanaprashta Guru from West Africa, Ghana, precisely Ghana. Prabhu is a global duty officer in ISKCON and also a GBC representative for West Africa. In addition, Prabhu, he teaches various Shastric courses and disciple course in Mayapur, India. And also Prabhu, His Grace Srivas Vanachari Prabhu is a father figure and an inspiring role model to so many youths, me included, and he has been teaching by his example and exemplary lifestyle and behavior, and especially his strict sadhana. And well, like I said before, unfortunately, Prabhu is not present here with us online, but he has been merciful enough to share a recording. For this, we are blessed and we are fortunate. Please listen. Hare Krishna.
Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishnaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Dhira Damodara Swami iti namini. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Tirtha Swami iti namini. Namaste Krishna Padaya Prabhupada Ashri Tatmani Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Bhakti Tirtha iti namini. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami iti namini. Namaste Saraswati Devi Nauravani Pracharini Nirvasaisa Suyavali Pasacha Desatarine. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Today is the most auspicious appearance day of His Holiness, Srila Bhakti Dhira Damodara Swami Maharaj. On this most auspicious day of his appearance, I would like to offer a few words of glorification to Maharaj. I have known Maharaj from the very beginning of his Krishna consciousness in this life, and I can say for certain that Maharaj has been outstanding from the very beginning of his practice of Krishna consciousness because of his dedication, commitment, austerity, devotion, and knowledge. He stands out amongst many, and as a result, he has been empowered by his spiritual master, by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada, by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and ultimately by Lord Krishna himself, to provide spiritual shelter for many, many souls in this world. Maharaj has a heart for many people. He has a heart for giving shelter to many, many devotees. And so it is our great joy and that he has appeared on this day, on this auspicious day, to provide such spiritual shelter in a world where spiritual knowledge is much needed. Appearing in this world to provide spiritual shelter is the greatest humanitarian activity that a soul can undertake. Everything is available in this world, but spiritual shelter is lacking. Everything is in abundance in this world, but spiritual knowledge is lacking. Humanity have attained perfection in so many fields, but the perfection that will take man back to Godhead is lacking. Therefore, the appearance of His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Damodara Maharaj in this world to provide spiritual shelter, to provide spiritual knowledge, to provide spiritual guidance, so that the living entities may get a chance to go back home, back to Godhead, is most needed. And that is why His appearance today is most relevant. That is why His appearance today is most needed. And that is why His appearance today is most welcome. Thank you very much, Maharaj, for appearing in this world today to provide spiritual shelter, to provide spiritual guidance for many, many souls who are groping in the darkness of the material world and need a light and need guidance, and such guidance is coming from you on this auspicious day. Thank you very much. His Holiness Srila Bhakti Dhira Damodara Swami Maharaj Ki Jai. Hare Krishna.
His Grace Srivas Prabhu Nachari Ki Jai. Srivas Banachari is my father. The phase I came to his contemporary. after the advert I saw on the paper. He actually is one who put the advert on the paper. Are you interested in science of self-realization, karma, reincarnation, yoga? It was Srivastava who did the advert. So when I came to the temple, he was the first person I met. And he preached, and he is the first person I bought my chanting video. So he gave the chanting bit to chant. So he's my father. and I saw here in Nigeria, he has handled many projects, temple project in Lagos, temple project in Wari, temple project in Ibadan. And then he was also in the shop, the beauty shop. That time the beauty shop was very heavy. Very heavy. If you come out from the beauty shop, everybody will know that they're coming from the shop because the fragrance from the shop will be on the body at time. So I learned Krishna consciousness. He trained me in Krishna consciousness. His fatherly nature is very, 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 very encouraging. And his experience in Krishna consciousness is very, very experienced. And he's teaching Bhakti Science in Mayapur, Vrindavan, IBM, and many other places. And he's doing that regularly. When in our 2 years ago in our leaders meeting, it's called ILS meeting. Right. So everyone was asked to select the person that you see as a exemplary character that is encouraging Krishna consciousness. It was seriously quite mentioned. He's a householder, but he's not having any salary. Managing a temple, the temple is not giving him anything to survive. They can maintenance like other places. But he's doing his services, maintaining his personal life in a very mature and experienced way. And it's going on with it. Any challenges are all very wonderful, encouraging thing for him. So he's following the footsteps of his Krishna Master, his teachers. And Gurudev loved him so much. And depending on him so much for everything. So the success of Krishna consciousness in West Africa is in Srivastava Spiritual Banachari's hand. So we're grateful to have him with us. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. His Grace Srivas Vanachari Prabhu Ki Jai. Shila Gurudev Ki Jai. Thank you very, very much, Prabhu, and thank you very, very much, Shila Gurudev, for the wonderful appreciation of His Grace Srivas Vanachari Prabhu, and also we are very, very grateful for Prabhu for what he said, especially the importance and the purport, the importance to everything he has said, which is that everything in this material world is in abundance. We have abundance of education, we have abundance of food, abundance of money and everything, but one thing is lacking, and what is that? Spiritual knowledge, spiritual shelter. And this is the essence of what a spiritual master is. A spiritual master gives shelter to those that don't have it. Although people think they have shelter, they think that, okay, I have my house, so that is a shelter to me. But in reality, that is not a shelter, because the house cannot protect you when death wants to come. The house cannot protect you from sickness. But spiritual shelter, it gives you the full guidance, and it gives you the full security from all of these material happenings. So thank you very much, His Grace Srivas Vanachari Prabhu. And also Prabhu, like Gurudev have already said, Prabhu is a fatherly figure to each and every one of us, me included, and I know to so many of you. But above all, also Prabhu is very, 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 very humble. This is one of his characteristics. Although Prabhu is a big scholar, big Shastric scholar, but he doesn't show it. You wouldn't even know. But this is the greatness of His Grace Srivas Vanachari Prabhu. So moving on forward now, we are going to be inviting His Holiness Bhakti Charudeshna Swami Maharaj to the podium. to so many of you that don't know His Holiness Bhakti Charudeshna Swami Maharaj, Maharaj is the disciple of His Holiness Bhakti Tirtha Swami. He is also our Gurudev's younger god brother. He's got his first and second initiation in the year 1987 and 1995, respectively. Maharaj has served in various managerial positions in ISKCON Ivory Coast under the tutelage and instruction of his spiritual master. And after accepting sannyasa initiation from His Holiness Kavichandra Swami Maharaj in June 2015, Maharaj has been currently acting as a coordinator of ISKCON West Africa Francophone zones, and Maharaj preaches and travels regularly to inspire devotees in Togo, Benin Republic, Burkina Faso, Congo, Mauritius, Reunion, South Africa, in their Krishna consciousness. But one thing that is very, very famous about Maharaj is that Maharaj is known worldwide for internationally, especially here in Mauritius, for his unique dancing steps. So Maharaj, His Holiness Bhakti Charideshna Swami Maharaj, we are very, very pleased and joyful. But above all, we are very, very humbled to have you present here with us to share on this auspicious occasion of our Gurudev's Vyasa-Puja. His Holiness Bhakti Charideshna Swami Maharaj ki jai. Please, on to you now, Maharaj. Just before Maharaj comes online, for any little technical issues that each and every one of you might encounter in regards to breakage in the live telecast, or some breakage in disruption in the video playing, we humbly apologize. This is just how network is, and also this is technology. We don't have much control over that, so please forgive us for that. Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Maharaj, ya mucha herida con mucho hacer.
Due to the network problems and the demographic situation, due to the location that Maharaj is, there might be some little technical issues. But just before, so as to be able to rectify this, we just go on a little kirtan break, and we'll be back in a short while. So please just stay tuned while we get Maharaj on board with this beautiful kirtan. Krishna bless you. Hare Krishna.
Bhakti Maharaj, in his introduction to Spiritual Warrior 2, writes that not knowing how loved we are is the cause of our illusion. So, to teach all mad souls like me, the Golden Lord descended to give us the art of loving. He and his associates showed us by their example what pure love felt like. But alas, after spending lifetimes in darkness, I didn't know what the sun felt like. The only way for me to see the glimpses of this love was to see the personalities who themselves have experienced it. Look everyone, look how glorious Giriraj Baba is. He bears the weight of everyone in Braj, gives them everything they need, but he never asks for credits. He never asks to be rewarded. He teaches us by his actions that love, in fact, is selfless. But even when I know that love is selfless, how do I, a mad woman, ever hope to implement this selflessness? And thus came our Guru.
Hare Krishna. Maharaj network is still very poor, so we are just going to move forward so as to be able to accommodate and also stick to the timing. We'll be bringing Maharaj back once we are very sure that his network is very, very okay. But so as to be able to, so that you guys don't miss out on what was being played before, we just continue with that while we get the next speaker ready. Hare Krishna.
Perhaps even more merciful than the Lord, because they teach us personally what love is. Love is when a pure devotee sees with his vision the pastimes of the eternal world and shares it with the conditioned souls. Love is when a pure devotee sings for his beloved Lord and teaches us to cry for him in the
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. All right.
Hare Krishna. Maharaj, please accept my messages.
Hare Krishna.
Are you hearing me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Are you hearing me? Oh,
Yes, I'm
sorry,
hearing you.
we are a very bad connection here. Okay.
Your voice is very
Can I
low.
speak now? Now? It's okay now?
Yes, better.
Okay, Hare Krishna, thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Namaham Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Tirtha Swami Namine Namaste Krishna Padaya Prabhupada Satmani Shigaura Karuna Sakti Bhakti Namine Namaham Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Tirtha Swami Namine Namaste Sarvasdevi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Vatsatsadani Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivadari Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama
Hare Krishna. We're very, very sorry. Maharaj network is very, very poor. So what we're going to do is we're going to move forward because we are working according to time and also have to be able to save time. But then don't know if I think Maharaj is trying to come up now, but if he's not able to come up, we're going to just move up to the next.
Connection to God, yeah. Connection is very bad, huh? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, we can hear you. Okay, Hare Krishna. So basically, we're going to bring Maharaj back later. So please, technical teams, please just keep note of that. We're going to move forward now. We will be inviting His Holiness. Excuse me, sorry. Okay, so we will be calling after His Holiness Bhakti Charitable Swami Maharaj. So now we have other devotees, and we will be calling on them. But I'm going to hand over the podium now to my god sister, Grace Yogini Mataji. Please, the floor is yours now.
Hare Krishna, thank you so much. So now we have a devotee from Brazil, and his name is His Grace Krishna Murti Das Prabhu. He joined ISKCON 20 years ago and has been part of the management team of the Belo Horizonte Temple in Minas Gerais, Brazil. Hare Krishna, there you are. We can see you. Nice to see you. Since 2004, he was in the management team in the Temple of Belo Horizonte. He was initiated in 2003 by Parangati Prabhu and has also worked at BBT and at Sankirtana Books. He is a journalist and holds a PhD in religious sciences. And he was Secretary of Communication of ISKCON Brazil for 5 years and has been part of the Brazilian CGB since 2009. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're very fortunate to have your association today. Please, the floor is yours.
Oh, thank you so much. Well, First of all, it's a giant pleasure to be here with all of you, especially two of the most beautiful gems that we have in this world, Bhakti Dhira Damodara Swami and Bhakti Narasimha Maharaj. How much I miss you. You know, I need to say that I'm really impressed with the joviality of our MCs, Yogini Devi and Shukadeva Goswami Prabhu. Fantastic. Well, obviously, I'm not going to quote the scriptures or the acharyas because I really don't think that I can do this, you know, that I'm really qualified to do this in front of His Holiness Bhaktidhira Damodara Swami. I will just speak from my heart and I will try to control myself because it's hard to talk about him and even more in the presence of Narasimha Swami without be touched, without be emotional. Well, when I was invited by Matsya Prabhu to talk a little bit in this most special event, I become really honored, you know. I don't hide my admiration for you, Maharaj, and how I see you as an inspiration, an example. But I think still these opportunities can make this even more official, you know. And I just remember our first meetings when and how I think later I perceived every detail as something important in developing a real relationship with you. And a landmark for me about this was the first question I asked you. I don't ask you many questions because I think I need to be prepared for the answer. But I remember the first question I asked you. I asked if are the relationship the most important things in Krishna consciousness. And I remember that you look at me very sweetly, smiling, and replied, when you die and go to the spiritual world, what are you going to do there? And I answered, realizing the obviousness of the question and the depth of the answer. I said that, well, I will try to have relationship with Krishna, the gopis, the gopas, and then you start to smile. And it was the first time I feel really connected to you. And I see that nowadays we are very careless with our relationship. We have lost a certain solemnity that is indispensable for us to have full relationships. And this is an immense quality I see in you, Maharaj. You actually create sincere, deep, and true relationships. When you open up to someone, you do with such care, sobriety, and deep reciprocity, which requires the same level of commitment from those at your side. You know, generating a real relationship, a full connection. You know, in this 12 years that I have been in contact with you, I have seen countless examples of this. Many instructions.
Hare Krishna.
At night, and we were told about that in the next day. My wife went to you to give you the news. Immediately reaction was, when we can go to the hospital. You know, they were about 20 kilometers no, not 20, 200 kilometers away, but you quickly went with her to visit them. It was the same when my wife was hospitalized. You promptly put her in your prayers. You gave me many rituals instructions. The same happened when my little daughter was in a very delicate situation in the hospital. You know, despite, you know, being physically distant, I felt your presence and concern all the time. And I can't really say how much it warmed me on those days, you know. So therefore, I would like to wish you good health and thank Krishna for allowing us to be in this world at the same time as you. Your presence in our lives is a balm, you know, it's the force of purity, determination, character. Thank you so much, Swamiji. I could never thank you enough. It's a gift to be here with you now. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to you.
Hare Krishna. Sri Krishna Murti Prabhu. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Krishnamurti Prabhu, for sharing such lovely pastimes. And yes, talking about how His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Damodara Swami builds and enjoys building true relationships and likes to fully connect with devotees that are open to receiving this connection. Thank you so much for reminding us of this. Hare Krishna. And now we will have our next speaker. I hope he's online, actually. Yes, there he is. Hare Krishna. We have Yagya Chaitanya Dasa Prabhu from Brazil. And I will quickly introduce him. Yagya Chaitanya met the Hare Krishna movement in 1991, shortly after studying at Gurukula Bhaktivedanta School in Lima, Peru, where he's originally from. And since 2005, he's been living in the south of Brazil, in Florianopolis. And he has trained as a GBC zonal supervisor by the Latin American GBC College in 2019. And he also studied the art of caring for Vaishnavas, organized by the Vaishnava Care Latin America in 2020. And he's doing wonderful service in this area in Brazil. So thank you so much, Prabhu, for taking on this mission. It's such a beautiful project that you're working on. He is a disciple of His Holiness Jayapataka Swami and is currently the president of the Brazilian CGB, the governmental Brazilian body of ISKCON. So please, just let me give an announcement before I give you the floor. For all of those who need interpretation, so I will speak in Portuguese a little bit. Para aqueles que precisam de interpretação, por favor, usem o ícone, o globo, e apertem no ícone de globo, e lá vocês verão, poderão escolher português para ouvir a tradução simultânea que estamos oferecendo. Muito obrigada. Thank you so much, Agya Chaitanya Prabhu, and the floor is yours.
Muito obrigado, Maharaj Bhakti Dhira, for minhas reverências.
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry for interrupting. He will speak in Portuguese, so we will have the English translation. So could everybody please go to the English channel? So please, again, press the little globe on interpretation. You can see on the bottom right side of your screen, there's a little globe. So please press interpretation and please choose English channel. And so then you will hear the interpretation into English, because Prabhu will speak in Portuguese. So please go to your channels, English channel, please. Hare Krishna, I'm sorry for interrupting. Oh, we have a slide here now. Okay, all good. Pode continuar, Prabhu.
Obrigado. Bom, primeiro gostaria agradecer e parabenizar os organizadores por permitir que este dia tão especial possa ser compartilhado com todos nós, né? É uma felicidade para mim. Posso continuar?
Pode continuar, por favor.
Ok. Bom, para mim é uma felicidade estar aqui, poder estar aqui junto a vocês e poder glorificar sua santidade Bhakti Dhira Damodara Swami. Querido Bhakti Dhira Damodara Swami, permita-me Ok. Permita-me oferecer minhas mais humildes e respeitosas reverências a seus pés neste dia auspicioso de Vyasa-Puja. Seus ensinamentos são de incalculável valor para o avanço na consciência de Krishna, naqueles que desejam ser conduzidos a tomar refúgio nas instruções dos grandes acharyas, pois se transformam num farol no meio deste turbulento oceano. A nossa condição cega e sofrida de tanto ser arremessados por diversos corpos não nos permite acordar sem uma guia apropriada. Querido Bhakti Damodara Swami, é somente devido à sua compaixão que podemos nos sentir protegidos e guiados no meio deste profundo e obscuro sono. É através de suas palavras e amizade espiritual que podemos abrir os olhos e acordar para nossa verdadeira identidade de humildes servos dos servos. O Senhor Krishna, falando para Uddhava, ele disse: "O rei, uma pessoa santa é como água, porque está livre de qualquer contaminação, gentil por natureza, e ao falar cria uma bela vibração, como a da água corrente. Apenas por ver, tocar ou ouvir uma pessoa tão santa, a entidade viva é purificada, assim como alguém é limpo pelo contato com água pura. Assim, uma pessoa santa, assim como um lugar santo, purifica todo aquele que entra em contato, porque sempre canta as glórias do Senhor." O Senhor Krishna continua, disse: "Uma pessoa santa, assim como fogo, às vezes aparece de forma oculta e outras vezes se revela. Para o bem-estar das almas condicionadas, que desejam felicidade real, uma pessoa santa pode aceitar a posição adorável de mestre espiritual. E assim, como fogo, ele queima até as cinzas todas as reações pecaminosas passadas e futuras de seus adoradores ao aceitar misericordiosamente suas ofrendas." Tais declarações do Senhor Krishna são tão extraordinárias e contundentes que apenas podemos continuar ansiando por ouvir seus ensinamentos, aprender através de seu exemplo e cultivando uma verdadeira amizade libertadora com uma atitude humilde e determinada. Derrame suas bênçãos em todos nós, pois é graças à sua misericórdia que a existência das entidades condicionadas pode ser purificada e aliviada. Por favor, nos abençoe para que continuemos sob a guia e acolhimento de Srila Prabhupada, o Senapati Bhakta desta grande família espiritual, e com sua associação transcendental, nos ajude para que nosso acordar de consciência de Krishna se torne possível. Hare Krishna. Bhakti Damodara Swami ki jai. Bhakti Tirtha Swami ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Muito obrigada pelas suas lindas palavras, for your beautiful offering, for your beautiful words, and it's so inspiring. And yes, it reminds us of how a pure devotee actually purifies the whole environment, and we must remember how lucky we are to have this purifying association today and in our lives. So thank you so much for bringing up those beautiful points. Hare Krishna. And next, we have, oh, there they are. They had some issues in their connections, but their internet connection, but now they're here. It's my honor to present my very good friends and wonderful devotees, His Grace Prananatha Das Prabhu and Paritoshani Chitra Devidasi. A little introduction. Prananatha has been a member of ISKCON since the beginning of the 2000s. He is a disciple of His Holiness Bhakti Tirtha Swami. He met His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Damodara Swami in 2006 at the occasion of the installation of Bhakti Tirtha Swami's Samadhi in Mayapur. And he was the one responsible for taking His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Damodara Swami to Brazil for the first time. So all of us could get the mercy of associating with Maharaj in Brazil. So we are very, very eternally grateful for this. He lived and served in the Franco da Rocha Temple in São Paulo in Brazil for many years. And there he carried out very various different services, but one of the main and most interesting services he was doing was he was the founder of the Bhakti School project, in which he served as director and teacher, providing the children of the community a holistic and Krishna conscious education. He holds a BA and a postgraduate degree in education, and he's currently living in Mayapur in India, the Holy Dham, where he is a pedagogical coordinator at Bhaktivedanta Academy, the oldest ISKCON school still in operation, and is also the education secretary for the northeastern region of India, ISKCON India. So have we lost him, or is he here? I think we've lost him again. Let's just give a few seconds to see if he can come back in. Okay, so we've lost him. There was a storm. He was telling me there was a big storm and he had perfect internet all day, but then a few minutes ago there was a storm and no more internet connection. So they're working on it. It must be coming and going. So we will. Sorry?
The storm became jealous. That was why. So, but we are going to defeat the storm.
Yes, probably. So now, while we wait for Prabhu Prananatha and Paritoshani to join, we will have a pop quiz. So you will see here on your screen a box with a poll, and we will be asking some questions. So you won't have much time. So if you've been paying attention, you will know the answer. So have you been paying attention? I hope so. And I hope you'll get the right answer. So you will have 20 seconds. As soon as it appears, you'll have 20 seconds to reply the right answer, preferably, right? And then at the end, we will announce the correct answer, and we will also announce the 3 fastest devotees to respond. Okay, we will be announcing the winners of today's quiz. So if we're all ready, if we're prepared, can we have the quiz? There we go. So 20 seconds. The timer's on.
If you get
wonderful, I see many.
If you get the questions rightly, you will get a special laddu that will be shipped to you mentally, wherever you are.
Yes, that sounds like a great prize, Prabhu. Thank you. Okay, so time is up. And I hope we have all replied and responded correctly. If not, it's a learning opportunity for us to learn the correct answer. So let's see. I believe we don't have Prananatha Prabhu yet. Oh, he is there? Okay. So let's see if we can have his offering now. Prananatha Prabhu, are you there? I've been told he's there.
While Prabhu will be coming, just what if you have gotten your answers? So the answers will be revealed at the end, just like my God sister just said. And there is a special gift that will be sent to you, but it's not going to be sent physically. It's going to be sent through mental prayers. It will be sent to you, and definitely you're going to get it very, very soon. So, but then we're waiting for Prananath Prabhu. Jai. Hare Krishna Prabhu, welcome.
Okay, Hare Krishna.
Hare
Can you hear
Krishna.
now?
Yes, please
Okay.
go ahead.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Please accept obeisances. All glories to you. All glories to Gurudev. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. First of all, I'm sorry. There's just now after you started this program, there was a scorching sun these last 3 days in Mayapur. Very hot. And just now as the program started, we had a huge storm here, the Mayapur storm. So our power current went off and then we lost the connection. Therefore, we had this problem. So but it's a reflection of my consciousness also, disconnecting and connecting, going on and off like that. So Maharaj, first of all, I would like to thank the opportunity of being here today with you and with all the assembled Vaishnavas connecting us. I remember before Gurudev departed, he mentioned that some devotee asked who we should go to find a shelter after you leave. You know, like devotees asked Prabhupada also, you know, where to find shelter after you leave. And then Gurudev said, I have many senior disciples you can go approach and get shiksha. I have many God brothers, God sisters. So Maharaj is, of course, our main shiksha after Gurudev departed. Many other God brothers, God sisters, they offered wonderful instructions and care for us, but Maharaj is being very special. And I was thinking just about that in Chaitanya Charitamrita, when he's explained the tattva of the Guru tattva, that's this verse is Jiva Sakshad Nahi Tate Jiva Sakshad Nahi Tate Guru Rupe, that we cannot see the Lord in the heart, the Chaitya Guru in the heart. We cannot talk to the Chaitya Guru in the heart due to our own faults. But he said that Shiksha Guru Krishna Hai Mahanta Swarupa. But then what Krishna does, he presents us with the Mahanta, like Maharaj. So we can hear the Chaitya Guru through the Mahanta, to the great devotees of the Lord, those who are fully surrendered. And that's how I feel. I feel a very deep connection with you, Maharaj, with our hearts and lives. You're always guiding us. And that's how we learn Krishna consciousness. We've been developing these studies in Gurukul, where we serve, of how we learn. What are the best ways to learn according to Srila Prabhupada, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, according to the acharyas and the scriptures. And it's said that the less effective way of learning is through the mind, because there's these 4 elements in the psychology, Vedic psychology: the mind. After the mind is the intelligence. After the intelligence is the ego, and after the ego is the heart. So the less effective is the mind. Just hear philosophy. We hear philosophy, we try to have some understanding of things, and then we learn something. But that doesn't affect our self, the Atma, very much. And then after that, we have the intelligence. In the level of intelligence, we can learn more, but it doesn't affect our identity very much. Affect our activities more because we become more intelligent, but it doesn't affect the self that much. And then the ego is when the spiritual benefit starts to actually develop, when our identity is changed. And that's higher, because we change our identity, we shave our heads, we become a Vaishnava, we identify, I'm a Prabhupada devotee, I'm a ISKCON devotee, I'm a devotee of the Lord. That's my identity, that's how I present myself, that's how I see myself. And then the most effective one is through the chitta, the heart. When someone can touch your heart, that's how you learn more. That's how you actually transform yourself, and you can elevate your consciousness. And that's how we feel, Maharaj, with you, that you speak a lot of philosophy, deep philosophy. You're very intelligent. That's no doubt. So you help us with that a lot. And then, of course, feed our intelligence also, giving us the strength to perform devotional service, to understand the goal like that. But, and then our identity, you help us to shape our identity. But the most important is that, Maharaj, you can really change our hearts and our consciousness, and we can elevate ourselves. That's the most important. I felt that with very few people in my life, I can count in one hand people that actually affected my heart continuously. Of course, so many people, they affect our hearts here and there, one day or two, or for a short time. But with Srila Prabhupada, that was very deep. In our first contact with Srila Prabhupada, we saw his care. Whenever we see his videos, we read his books. Then Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Tirtha Swami Maharaj, he was very powerful in doing that. Very sharp, boom, straight to the heart, like a hunter that goes to hunt and he targets he aims the heart of the animal. And Gurudev was like that. And you, by Krishna's grace, we have you, Maharaj, that you are keeping this succession and hooking our hearts and pushing us to devotional service through different ways, through your kirtans, through your care, through your association, through your smile, through your deep understanding of the philosophy. And when you come to Mayapur, now that we live here in Mayapur, for us is a rain of mercy. We are really, really glad whenever you come. Last year you took shelter in Vrindavan, and let's see if next time you can take more shelter in Mayapur, so we can be more connected with you. For us, Maharaj, when you come is a great pleasure. Although we are here in the land of Lord Gauranga, we are here in the land of Harinam, but whenever you come, Maharaj is added to our happiness. There are hundreds and thousands of devotees here, but as I said, I think because my heart is very hard and very dirty, then it needs someone with potency like you, Maharaj, to break through. And so we are very, very glad whenever you come, Maharaj. So we're always thinking if you can spend more time in Mayapur, stay with us. I don't know if you finish your Bhakti Vedanta or Bhakti Sarvabhauma. I don't know all this. You should come and spend 6 months here. I hope GBCU make compulsory for sannyasis to do this course so you can spend more time with us, Maharaj. And yes, Maharaj, I just wanted to speak from my heart, and very, very glad for having you in our lives. My whole family, my mother, my wife, my 3 daughters that we have here in Mayapur. You always giving all of us full blessings, and from devotees in Brazil also. I remember first time you came after we met in Mayapur and we exchanged some messages. It was very clear, Maharaj, that your Shakti, your potency is not from this world. I remember one time, just to share with the devotees, in Nova Gokula farm, there was a Kirtan festival. At that time, these Kirtan festivals, they were starting. There was a big explosion of Kirtan festivals, and there were hundreds of devotees in the festival. And one devotee invited you to preach in the afternoons because there were no preaching going on. There was just Kirtan. And then he invited, and we were going to his house, to his courtyard, and hundreds of devotees were coming. And I remember the managers of the festival, they said, please ask Maharaj not to preach because there's no one in Kirtan. Everyone is going to hear Maharaj. And I say, that's the best Kirtan for us, is to hear from Maharaj. So, and I remember in this assembly of Vaishnavas, many Prabhupada disciples that are very difficult to sometimes to gather them to hear, you know. You need someone like from your caliber to preach. Children, teenagers, and even teenagers that they are not very enthusiastic to actually hear sometimes or participate in kirtans, but when you come, when you are there, they all feel enthusiastic. And I remember one time when I was there in the farm, I was feeling like that, because when Gurudev came last time to Nova Gokula farm in Brazil, there were, at that time, there was a big disconnection between the youth of the farm and the movement itself. And many of those teenagers, they took shelter in other groups, other gurus. And I remember that when Gurudev came, just by his kirtan, these teenagers, they were just chatting outside of the temple room, here and there. And then by hearing the kirtan, they felt attracted and they wanted to meet Gurudev, the youth. They asked me, they said, we want to meet Maharaj, but there was no time for that. We couldn't organize. When was the time for meeting? Also, a big rain came. We couldn't do that. Next day, Gurudev had to leave. And I was always feeling like regretful, you know, that youth. I have many friends from that time, but I felt like you did Gurudev's service as you've been always doing. And I'm very glad. And I shared that with you, but I want to share with your disciples also, Maharaj, that one time the management called me because we assist with Gurudev Samadhi here in Mayapur. And then the management called me and they said, oh, you're doing this standard for your guru. But then when the disciples of Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj, they leave, then how are you going to continue the service? This is what you're doing is just sentimentalism, they said. These offerings you do. And then I told the management, I said, no problem, we have Bhakti Dhira Damodara Maharaj and his disciples.
Hare Krishna, I think we've lost connection again, unfortunately. Are they back?
No, they're not back yet.
No, they're not back yet. So Prananatha Prabhu, being a teacher as he is, he was telling us about how the effective way of learning is, right? The most effective way of learning, which was so interesting. Not the mind, not the intelligence, and not the ego, but the heart, the chitta. And the best way of learning is when actually someone touches our hearts. And Maharaj is such a specialist in doing this. Oh, they're back.
Anyway, sorry, there was a power cut. And another one. But thank you, Maharaj. I just want to conclude.
Thank you, Gurudeva, for everything.
Everything? Yes, I remember I'm going to Brazil because of Grace Prananatha. Invited us to come to Brazil, so I'm grateful for that. He's very intelligent, very educated, and very powerful. Has Shakti, can motivate people. Really influential. Now he's in Mayapur with his wife. The wife was also very, very active. I don't know how she was functioning. She's cooking. She cook for me. She will cook for the children and cook for take the children to school. Cook for many other people. She will clean my room. She will go to wash everything. She will change the beds. One person is doing all this. I used to manage houses. I said, doing all that. I want to take care of the 2 children, 3 daughters. She really empowered me. I'm grateful to all of you for your wonderful service. Hare Krishna.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Thank you very, very much, Gurudev, and thank you very much, Prananath Prabhu. Although I have not actually associated with him personally, but I've had a lot of his great qualities and amazing and inspiring activities from Srila Gurudev himself in Nigeria and also in India. And so thank you very, very much, Prananath Prabhu. And we thank you very much, although that the network was being jealous due to the situation and this also because of the storm. It was being jealous, but still you sailed through because your heart is very pure. So thank you very much, Prabhu. Okay, so we are ongoing now with a book promo. Like you all may know, some of you that don't know, His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Damodara Swami Maharaj just wrote a book called The Spiritual Connection. Like we all as individuals, we want to feel connected. Like we want to have a purpose to our life. Like without it, when we do activities or whatever activities that we do, we want to find joy in why we do whatever we do. But if we don't know how to find that joy, it becomes a problem. It's like we lack purpose. And hence His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Damodara Swami Maharaj, he wrote a book on how we can develop spiritual connection. It's not just being a spiritual practitioner. You may be a spiritual practitioner, but you may not be connected. But Maharaj has written on how we can develop spiritual connection, not just practicing ordinarily, but being connected to the source. Because he said, if you are connected to the source of an electric power, there is nothing that can disconnect you. So spiritual connection is so that we know how to we stay connected and never be disconnected. So after now, there's gonna be this book promo, and also if you wish to order for your books, also we are gonna have numbers for on how you can order, who to contact, if you wish to have one book for yourself. It's a bestseller. Don't miss it. Don't miss it. God bless you. Hare Krishna. All right. So, well, just before my sisters continue speaking, we're just gonna inform each and every one of you that if you're having any problem with connecting to the different channels, just try to look into the interpretation box and or check into the chat box. You're gonna get more direct answers or to whatever queries each and every one of you may have. God bless you, and Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. So we have, I think we have a slide. This is the book. So we have some people, some devotees around the world who can provide you with the book. So you can purchase this book using this link on the screen. We will share it in the chat box. All this information is being shared in the chat box. If you're interested in purchasing the book, you can go to the link and purchase there. If you have any questions, you can also write an email or contact WhatsApp Shri Chaitanya shiksha@outlook.com, and the number is there. So you don't worry about, you can take a screenshot or you can just access the chat box. All the information is there. So we have this book available in English, Hindi, and Portuguese At the moment, we're working on the Spanish and French version as well, so hopefully that will come out soon. And in Brazil, do we have a slide for Brazil? I don't think we have a slide. So in Brazil, you can contact, we will put the contact details in the chat box. It's Induleka Devidasi who is distributing the books in Brazil. And if you're in the European region and the UK, you can ask me and you can contact me. I will share my contact details and I will get you some books as well. So thank you so much for that. And now we will go to our session of junior devotees. And we have some devotees from different places in the world. We will start now with devotees from Argentina. So we have a very special devotee coming up next. Her name is Her Grace Jagannatha Priya Devidasi. And Mataji is from Argentina. She met His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Damodara Swami in 2014 at Sri Mayapur Dham. And then she had her initiation in 2015 also at the Holy Dham. And she does many, many different services. She is currently working on a project for the development of a community farm in Mar del Plata in Argentina, and is also engaged in worship seva. She does hosting programs at the farm and serving different Maharaj and devotees from all over the world. Mataji, thank you so much for being with us today. And you may speak now. The floor is yours. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Hare Krishna, dear Gurudev. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Srila Bhakti Tirtha Swami, all glories to you. I would like to see Guru Maharaj's face, but I don't know if I'm able to. Where is he? Ah, here. Here he is. Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. So, I feel so lucky to be here with here also.
Hare Krishna.
He's a little bit shy because of the language, so he doesn't want to speak. So I will bring my offering to you. Only my offering. So thank you so much. Thank you so much to everyone for great stuff. Okay. Hare Krishna, dear Guru Maharaj, please feet. All glories to Srila Bhakti Tirtha Swami, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to you. Dear Gurudev, on this very auspicious day, to glorify you in a proper way. However, I still feel unqualified as every year. How to glorify you? I wonder if someday I would finally be able to know how to get your mercy. I would prefer to make reference on Sri Vrindavan Das.
Mataji, sorry to interrupt. Can you come on the English channel so that you won't hear the interpretation? So then you can speak continuously. I think you can hear the interpretation, no? So if you go to the English channel. Yeah, so then you can speak continuously. You don't need to pause then. Then you won't hear the interpretation. It will be easier for you. Sorry, so sorry to interrupt you.
No, don't worry. Thank you.
No, so please bear in mind that we have 3 minutes for each devotee so that we can be able to accommodate every other speakers. Please. Thank you.
I would prefer to make reference on Sri Vrindavan Das Thakur's Guru Astakam to have a clue on how it would be to glorify your personality. Sometimes I had received the costless mercy of getting your association for some days in a row. And by his mercy, I personally started to recognize on your person the qualities that he lists on this beautiful prayer. And so that I get to know that you come to deliver our material affliction. I saw you chanting and dancing in ecstasy and make others to do so because of your purity. Your Radha Shyam Sundar are the proof of the perfection that fits on your mind and body, and your attitude of letting us help you on worshiping them is the proof of your causeless mercy and detachment. I also saw how you show concern for everyone to eat prasadam at the programs. I will never ever forget how happy you were on that day when you took us to a little temple in Varsana and invited my friends and I to sit down and ate that pure love offering made by those Danvasis. I also know by fact that you are constantly hearing about Radha Madhava because you cannot be separated from Krishna even for a moment. You said it many times that this would be a waste of time. And in the way your life is entirely blessed with Krishna consciousness, I may assume that you are very, very dear servant of Sri Radha and Krishna, and thus only by your grace I would receive Krishna's benediction. And just because of this description of the qualities that a bona fide guru should have, I am able to recognize that you are transcendence, and the causeless mercy that you show upon all fallen souls is really unmeasurable. Please, dear Gurudev, ask Krishna to give me spiritual eyes so one day I would be able to see you and to see him. I feel eternally blessed by your shelter and eternally indebted with you. Thank you so much for your teachings, your kindness, your caring, your patience, your loving smile, and also for scolding me too. Thank you for everything you have been doing for us. And please keep excusing all my faults, mistakes, and offenses. Send my most sincere obeisances, wishing you a very blessed day in association with your well-wishers, friends, and disciples. Your daughter, blinded and always aspiring servant, Jagannath Priya Devidasi. Jai Guru Maharaj.
Jagannath Priya Mataji ki jai.
Jai Gurudev.
Jai, dear Mataji. Thank you so much for such a lovely offering. We were all very touched with your beautiful offering and with all the, mentioning all the wonderful characteristics and glories of our dear Gurudeva. Thank you so much for sharing that. And now our next speaker is also from Argentina. Well, actually, he is half Argentinian and half Brazilian. He was actually born in Porto Alegre. His name is His Grace Nanda Das Prabhu. He's here with us already. Thank you so much for being here. Hare Krishna, so nice to see you. And he was born in Porto Alegre, Brazil, but he grew up in Buenos Aires, Argentina. In 2014, at the age of 21, he got to know the Hare Krishna movement, and that same year he became a brahmachari. He first took initiation with His Holiness Gunagrahi Maharaj in 2015, and second initiation with His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Damodara Swami in 2017. And throughout 2018, he served His Holiness Gunagrahi Swami Maharaj in Vrindavana with so much love and dedication until the end. And I was so fortunate to have witnessed this such selfless service, Prabhu. And today he lives in Melbourne, Australia, where he's serving as a kitchen manager. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for joining and sharing, contributing with us today.
Hare Krishna, dear Gurudev. Please accept my humble obeisances, all glories to Prabhupada, all glories to Srila Bhakti Tirtha Swami Maharaj, all glories to you. Here is Hare Krishna. Here in Melbourne is Brahma Muhurta, so I am feeling fortunate. I think it was a special arrangement. Okay, I don't want to take too much time. I will read my offering now. Hare Krishna, dear Gurudev, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Prabhupada, glories to Srila Bhakti Swami Maharaj. All glories to you in this auspicious day of your Vyasa-Puja. Every day I feel more and more blessed and grateful for being accepted as your disciple under your direction and shelter in the glorious family of Srila Prabhupada and Srila Bhakti Swami Maharaj. Gurudeva, you are an impeccable in character, an expert scholar, well-versed in Shastra, a real and austere sadhu who is always teaching us the meaning of simple life and high thinking. By your example, a lovely father of your disciples and their family, a powerful spiritual warrior, a faithful follower of Srila Prabhupada, and an empowered disciple of Srila Bhaktitirtha Swami Maharaj. In the book Spiritual Warrior 3, Srila Bhaktitirtha Swami Maharaj describes the 12 qualities of a spiritual warrior: sense control and mastery of the mind, humility, fearfulness, truthfulness, compassion and pridelessness, material exhaustion and disinterest in material rewards, no idle time, patience and selflessness, firm faith, perseverance, curiosity and enthusiasm, and surrender to the divine will. Srila Gurudev, you personify every single quality mentioned above, and that inspires me to become a better servant, a better disciple, and a better soldier in Srila Prabhupada's mission. In your book, Spiritual Connection, Chapter 8, you describe the heart-to-heart communication between the disciple and the Guru. You explaining that love for God is locked up in the heart of a pure devotee, and it is available to us only when we are able to tune into that heart. You continue to explain that the experience of joy really comes from the internal link that the disciple is sharing with his Guru. One may engage in all activities of devotional service very expertly, but if that internal connection is missing, we can feel depressed and even attached to sense gratification. But on the other hand, in the presence of this heart connection, though one might be going through many trials in life externally, one could still be fixed and steady on the devotional path internally. Spiritual Connection, page 138. Srila Gurudev, you are again an excellent example of that heart-to-heart communication with your spiritual master. That communication which is beyond both the verbal and physical plane, and it is only possible with the proper understanding of Guru's heart. I hope one day to have the sincerity and enthusiasm required to become a good servant of yours, or at least an acceptable disciple. Gurudeva, you are a pure devotee, the well-wisher and friend of all. I remember the great fortune I had when we were taking prasad in the house of that Brajavasi family in Radhakund, who are very dear to you and you are very dear to them. That simple moment is a memory that reminds me how sweet is the lovely exchange between pure devotees in Vrindavan. I pray to keep alive that memory eternally in my heart. Gurudeva, it's my great fortune to be under your care and shelter, and it will be my full success if I can please you by a drop of mercy as a reciprocation for all the waves of mercy that I am receiving from you every day. Please forgive me all the offenses and distractions of this immature and unqualified disciple. Trying to serve you, Nanda Das. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, Guru. Hare Krishna.
Nanda Guru. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Guru.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Nanda Prabhu, for the wonderful offering. And thank you for reminding us about the 12 qualities of a real spiritual warrior, and reminding us also how lucky we are to be in the presence of a real spiritual warrior. So thank you so much. Hare Krishna. And now we have our last devotee from Argentina. His name is His Grace Jaganivas Prabhuji, and he's with us here now from Vrindavana. He is originally from Argentina, but is currently at the Holy Dham of Vrindavana. He met the devotees in 2010. He met His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Damodara Swami in 2010 as well, and his first initiation was at Guru Purnima in 2012 in Mayapur Dham. Second initiation in Vrindavana Dham 2015. He's also served giving hospice care to His Holiness Gunagrahi Swami in Vrindavana. And just recently, he also cared for His Grace Bhubaneshwar Prabhu, who recently left his body, and is currently working in devotee care for other senior devotees in Vrindavana Dham. So thank you so much. We're so honored to have your presence here today. Thank you for taking the time. I know you're very busy. So the floor is yours, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Srila Gurudev, dear devotees, thank you for these wonderful arrangements for the celebration of Vyasa-Puja. Happy Vyasa-Puja, Gurudev.
Hare Krishna. Thank you for your nice service taking care of Vanishwari Prabhu and His Gunagrahi Maharaj and Mother Chaitanya service. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. It's by your causeless mercy, Srila Gurudev. Okay, so here we go. Hare Krishna, dear Srila Gurudev, bowing down like a stick before you, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to His Holiness A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. All glories to His Holiness Swami. All glories to you. On the occasion of the most auspicious day of your divine appearance on this realm, we want to meditate and remember you, glorify you, because by this, even though a poor attempt, we give meaning to have a mind and a tongue. Again and again, I offer my obeisances unto Srila Gurudev. He is indeed a true follower of His Holiness Bhakti Tirtha Swami. From the black lotus of his mouth showers the nectar of Sri Krishna's name, which emanates the wonderful effulgence that destroys all ignorance. Again and again, I offer my obeisances unto Srila Gurudev. He smiles and laughs uncontrollably, absorbed in the bliss of narrating the pastimes of the Lord. His teeth illuminates all directions. Currents of ecstatic emotions constantly bathe his face. Again and again, I offer my obeisances unto Srila Gurudev. Just by hearing the sound of kirtan, his feet begin to dance. And when he starts jumping, seems he can jump over the ocean of material existence. This captures one's mind, giving such pleasure. Again and again, I offer my obeisances unto Srila Gurudev. All glories to you, who is desperate to wake up early in the night to offer obeisances and prayers, for then dive deep in the nectarian ocean of the holy name. Only by the greatest fortune may one obtain this divine sight. Again and again, I offer my obeisances unto Srila Gurudev. Wherever his mercy flows, it will completely uproot the thirst for anything other than Krishna in all the people assembled there. O people of poor faith, if you're not resolute to go back to be with Krishna, please don't come to him. Again and again, I offer my obeisances unto Srila Gurudev. His faith and steadiness of devotion is as strong as steel. His touch transforms like the philosopher's stone. His words are strong as the words of the scriptures. Again and again, I offer my obeisances unto Srila Gurudev. Whenever pious people see him, they start to think, is he an embodiment of devotion? Is he the incarnation of renunciation in this world? Again and again, I offer my obeisances unto Srila Gurudev. He is the transparent medium of the chain of disciplic succession. He is fully spiritual connected, and with him, the presence of the acharyas can be experienced. Again and again, I offer my obeisances unto Srila Gurudev, whose bodily complexion is like that of a black lotus. His body is fit and strong like a rock, yet soft and smooth like a rose. Again and again, I offer my obeisances unto Srila Gurudev. The power of his sincere practice and devotion will imbibe in you total confidence and conviction to face any situation in life and come out victorious. By Srila Gurudev's merciful glance, even such qualities as unlimited lust and depression will be pacified. Let his beautiful limbs, the shine of his teeth, his lotus-like face, his light smile, and his dancing be manifested in my heart. My request is that he bestow upon me his personal service. We beg to be consciously present, to be able to glorify you, and being grateful and appreciative every day, now, here, and not waiting for the chance to come after you depart from us. Jagannivas weeps under your shelter for not being able to fulfill your desires, but ever ready to serve those who will. Yours, Dasa Jagannivas.
Hare Krishna. That's beautiful, beautiful offering. It shows one who is reading and is hearing very nicely. Thank you.
Thank you, Gurudev.
Thank you very, very much, Jagannivas Prabhu. The offering you've read is very, very amazing. And we're very, very grateful by the way it is being presented with total humility and total surrenderness. Again and again, I also beg that you please give me your mercy, that I might be able to serve Srila Gurudev just the way you have this humility to serve Srila Gurudev. Hare Krishna Prabhu, all glories to you, His Grace Jagannivas Prabhu, Ki Jai. All right, now I know that a lot of you might be feeling tired. I know you guys might be feeling, oh my God, it is going so long and everything like that. So please, let's just do a little exercise for a few seconds before we continue to the next program. So maybe if you can just raise your hand like this wherever you are, just raise your hand like this and shake your body and everything like that, so that the tiredness can, go away, and we can all feel we can feel happy and joyful. Okay, yeah, good. Shake your neck and everything. Okay, now we are better. All right, we are ready to go. Hare Krishna. So we're joyful. Thank you all very much. So we're going to be calling on our next speaker, His Grace Ananteshwara Prabhu. His Grace Ananteshwara Prabhu is a very, very senior and a very, very well-loved devotee by Srila Gurudev. And also I've met His Grace Ananteshwara Prabhu some couple of years ago in Vrindavan. His Grace Ananteshwara Prabhu is an Ayurvedic doctor. Is the disciple of His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj. And His Grace has been using his Ayurvedic profession to serve in different roles, giving different medical advices to so many Swamis and Sannyasis in the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Currently, Prabhu is based in Houston, the United States of America, and is very, very much loved by Srila Gurudev. His Grace Ananteshwara Prabhu, please, the floor is yours. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. Thank you everyone for giving me this opportunity.
Hare Krishna, Ananteshwara Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami iti namine Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimati Radhanath Swami Namine. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Dhira Damodara Swami iti Namine. Thank you everyone once again. And I would just like to tell that the first time I had seen Maharaj was in 2004 in one of the Vrindavan Yatra which was conducted by my Guru Maharaj. And I was deeply touched and fascinated by the simplicity Maharaj showed that time. And that time Maharaj wasn't awarded the sannyas order. It so happened that after next year, my Guru Maharaj had organized a small event in Pune. It was a big event when devotees used to come together. And my Guru Maharaj was introducing the senior devotees and sannyasis. And he said that there are devotees over here, but someone is missing. And he said, oh, he's Srila Bhakti Damodara Swami Maharaj. And Maharaj was back in the kitchen cutting sabjis that time. So devotees were looking forward to his humility and simplicity. But yeah, but for some reason, I didn't had a chance to continue to connect with Maharaj for a few years until and unless my wife introduced us. Actually, she's supposed to be at my place and speak, but she's so overwhelmed that she couldn't come and say anything in glorification of Srila Gurudev in front of the camera. She's sitting right next to me, but she wouldn't come here. So, yeah. So I would like to start with reading from a small lecture, a part of a lecture which Prabhupada gave in January 2nd, 1974. Prabhupada said, therefore, he is called, sorry, just a minute. Sorry, it is December 28, 1973. He says that Tasmat Paratram Divya Samacharam. Better worship Krishna. Vishnu worship is good. But still better worship is to worship the Krishna Bhaktas because he is very dear to Krishna. Kintu Prabhuriya Priyaye Vatasya. Why spiritual master is very dear to Krishna? Because his only anxiety is how Krishna will be known all over the world. That's all. He has no ambition, pounds, sterlings, pence. He only wants to see that everyone is devotee of Krishna and they are happy. So thank you for sharing the screen. So yeah, when I read this, I could relate this verse to Maharaj. No matter whichever place in the globe it is, if you tell Maharaj that Maharaj, you need to give a class over here, he doesn't care of his own physical body. He's always eager to help us to get closer to Krishna. And this is one of his beautiful quality out of many, which I am always eager of to follow. And I am really inspired to the extent Maharaj devotes himself to the mission of Prabhupada, to the mission of propagating the Krishna consciousness throughout the globe. And at times I had asked Maharaj few questions, whereas we got such wonderful answers. For us, Srila Gurudev is a part of our family as a elder spiritual uncle who is always there to listen to you. For my wife and me, if we need to find any head to cry on, it's his. A shoulder to cry on is his. And whatever chance we are getting to serve him, we are very honored. And at the same time, I would also like to tell all of the devotees who are present over here. That's now the onus is on us. Let's try to give Srila Gurudev a gift in return, a gift which would help him in promoting the different aspect of Krishna consciousness. Srila Gurudev is coming up with the different projects. Srila Gurudev is trying and he's thoroughly engaged to spread the Krishna consciousness. All we need to do is be there and try to help him in whatever ways we can. As Prabhupada said, the devotee of Krishna, he is not bothered about his personal name, fame, pence, sterlings, pounds. There's no ambition. And I see the same thing in Srila Gurudev. And on this auspicious day, I would like to beg at all of the devotees' lotus feet to come together and to serve Srila Gurudev to the best as their ability, and try to give him the best what we have, in order for us to benefit and go back home, back to Godhead, serving the Supreme Personality Radha Shyam Sundar over there, under the guidance of all the Acharyas and Srila Gurudev. His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Damodara Swami Maharaj ki Jai. Thank you very much. Hare
Krishna Anand. Nantishwar Prabhu is a miracle man. The first time I met him, I never thought he knows anything. He's a computer wizard. In the whole Pune temple, he doesn't sleep. He's 24 hours there. Even if he's taking prasadam, they call, hey Prabhu, please, in the temple, he draws the prasadam, he's there. The wife will be at home. The wife will be at home. But when is this man coming to in this place? Like those days, Sachi, the wife of Indra. But what the scripture says, Sachi used to say like this, because the husband is not there always. His wife was also feeling like that. They can't leave this man alone. What is this? The whole day, like they know that you're going to have a holiday. There's no holiday. And then after a few years, we went to India. And I went and I showed, it's a fully equipped doctor. Prabhu, what is this? This is what I did. The computer was like a hobby. Hey, that's a hobby? Professional? A Vedic? Professional? He had been taking care of all the devotees, especially all the sannyasis, all over. Everybody goes to him. And the same thing he's doing for men, including myself. So he's taking care. It's not that he's just doing this doctor work alone. He's a doctor, he's an engineer, and also he has a preaching center. He has so many powerful devotees who come to his house, which is teaching our philosophy. So he's a householder, but he's also renounced. The Papa said that in Bhagavad Gita 18:11. That's a perfect example for 18:11. The Papa said there are many people in this International Society for Krishna Consciousness. They are highly renowned sannyasis because whatever they earn, they give to Krishna. It's another sort of work. And his wife so dedicated. When I went to America, yes, the wife is hiding there. Mataji, come out. Come out, show your face. Yes, your brothers, sisters want to see us. Thank you. When I went to US, they would empty their house. Give me this, 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 everything. So surrendered, so dedicated. Really nice. We're very happy to have devotees like you. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much, His Grace Ananteshwara Prabhu. Shri Gurudev have said it all. I don't have anything to say because whatever I say is not going to be as enough as what Shri Gurudev has already said. So thank you very, very much, Prabhu, for taking your time to be present here with us. We are very, very grateful. So we have the order of line. We have of our speakers that are going to be coming on right now to speak. We have His Grace Chaitanya Bhagavat Prabhu, His Grace Prema Vilas Prabhu, and Her Grace Padmavati Mataji from Mauritius. Just a humble reminder and a little notification to all speakers that, due to time constraint and due to time limit, we are limiting all speakers to 3 minutes. So please try to make your offerings as quick as possible. We are not trying to rush you. We are just trying to follow according to time so that we don't exceed our time limit, and also so that, because we still have more programs outlined and planned out. So His Grace Chaitanya Bhagavat Prabhu is my god brother, is a disciple of His Holiness Bhakti Dhira, Damodara Swami Maharaj, and Prabhu is currently the temple president of ISKCON Kumasi, Sri Sri Radha Gopinath Mandir. Prabhu is very, very humble and exemplary in his character, but also Prabhu is known around Kumasi for his selfless nature and Food for Life program, and also his Harinam activities. So Chaitanya Bhagavat Prabhu, we are very, very happy to be here with you. Just please don't forget, we have 3 minutes for each speaker. God bless you, and Hare Krishna. Please, the floor is yours. Hare Krishna Prabhu, your voice is not very audible.
Let me try. Krishna Prabhu is better now.
Voila, very good. Thank you.
So quickly, I'll read the offering. Hare Krishna, dear Srila Gurudeva, please kindly accept my humble obeisances again and again at your most magnanimous lotus feet. All glories to Palam Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Tirtha Swami Maharaj. All glories to His Divine Grace, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. We pray you are doing fine today, Srila Gurudev. On this most glorious occasion of your appearance day, we wish you a very happy Vyasa-Puja celebration. We offer respectful obeisances unto the most exalted land which you took your birth. We then offer our most respectful obeisances unto the most blessed parents who gifted the whole world with such a priceless gift. We then offer hundreds and hundreds of obeisances unto our dear Param Gurudev Srila Bhakti Tirtha Swami Maharaj for so lovingly giving you to us. And with a most grateful heart, we offer hundreds and hundreds of obeisances to Srila Prabhupada for changing our outfit by so mercifully giving us association with his spiritual family. For without his divine grace, hell will have been our place. What words are even enough to glorify your most exalted lotus feet, Srila Gurudev? It is only by your mercy that this dummy can attempt to speak a thing of your glories. Therefore, I bow down hundreds and hundreds of times at your most cooling and refreshing lotus feet with our reverence, and only pray that my heart may be free from pretense and serve you with faith and obedience. In your exemplary life, you show us words are just alphabets, but to get the best, we need to put character first. You are always there to pull us back whenever we lose track. You are always directly available to help us progress in all circumstances. By your instructions and directions, even the most difficult task becomes joyfully performed, since you always point us to the essentials and not just the externals. The magnanimity of your gravity is the destroyer of all calamity, Srila Gurudev. It is only Srila Gurudev, but not only are you our spiritual master, but our mentor, counselor, father, and even psychologist, because you always remove all our mental anxieties. You expose and dispose all our vulnerabilities. The depth of your instruction and care are to the core. As the saying goes, action speaks louder than words. Your silence is not different from your words. It is so loud and clearly speaks thousands of words. You preach always, but sometimes when you like, you speak. That is how an expert preacher you are. Your attachment to the holy name is so contagious that anyone who gets the opportunity to associate with you will be affected. During this pandemic, you constantly share with the whole world your Japa sessions. Even in trying circumstances, you remain fixed in your givings, as it is your special way of distributing your taste of the holy name to everyone and anyone without any discrimination. That is how much of a spiritual warrior you are. You daily nourish us with doses of nectar dripping lectures, as well as countless recorded lectures. How much more can we ever ask for, Srila Gurudev? For such is your love. By your mercy, you are always training, shaping us to be the best we can ever be. And what to speak of your tumultuous Kirtan. With your unique melodies, we need no analogies to describe the love of the gopis, as it brings Goloka to Goloka. Such is your ability. What a perfect pujari you are. You daily feast our eyes with the divine ecstatic darshan of your most beloved Shri Radhe Shyam, inspiring us each day to develop more attachments and commitments in our service to their Lordship. Materially speaking, we say, Jack of all trades is master of none, but your purity defeats this theory and makes it a pun. You possess the highest expertise in all fields, yet you are so humble and meek. For this reason, the only thing I seek is that your glories be all I speak. On this day, we deeply pray that you may pardon all our offenses and continue to keep us close at your lotus feet. For without your mercy, we may be wired but have no spiritual connection. Please may you continue to enliven us with your instruction that this most unfortunate being can begin to being a sincere, responsible disciple. We do not know what is sweet due to our jaundice, but you know what real enjoyment is. It is our desire, O divine sire, to forever sing your glories and never tire. For this reason, please may you engage us in a divine service so that we may have a taste of what it takes to be a devotee. Thank you so much, Lagudeva. We are eternally grateful and indebted to thee. Hare Krishna, Shri your most unfortunate servants. Chaitanya Bhagavad.
His Grace Chaitanya Bhagavad Prabhu Ki Jai. Thank you very, very much, Chaitanya Bhagavad Prabhu, for the wonderful and very, very systematically rhythmical offering. We're very, 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 very grateful. Yes, the words you say is very, very touching. Shri Gurudev's silence speaks more louder than his words sometimes, which is very, very wonderful. But also his words roar more louder than, than so many other things. So we are very grateful to you again, Prabhu, for taking your time to be present. So onward, we're going to be calling His Grace Chaitanya, His Grace Prema Vilas Prabhu, and followed by His Grace Grace Padmavati Prabhu. So just an introduction of His Grace Prema Vilas Prabhu. His Grace Prema Vilas Prabhu is a disciple of His Holiness Indra Jumna Swami, and Prabhu is one of the first friend and well-wisher of Srila Gurudev, His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Damodara Swami Maharaj here in Mauritius, and Prabhu has been actively serving Srila Gurudev since in various capacities from the very first time that Srila Gurudev visited Mauritius. Prabhu has continued in this mood ever since, and Prabhu, in his enthusiastic service mood, played major role in helping Gurudev in his Seychelles preaching yatra. Like you, so many of us here in Mauritius may know, so many of you that don't know him, Prabhu is very famous around Mauritius as an active and avid book distributor, and Prabhu is always eager to give and share the holy name with everyone through regular Harinam. Well, in my own words, Prabhu is a one-man army and a one-man general. So Prabhu, His Grace Prema Vilas Prabhu, please, the floor is yours. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my obeisances. All glory to Srila Prabhupada, all glory to the Lotus feet.
Very happy to see you.
I'm also very happy, Maharaj. Happy Vyasa-Puja to you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
So like first thing is that I'm conveying my best wishes and greetings for Vyasa-Puja celebrations. Really, like I will start by speaking that I had never planned my first meeting with you. It was just a walk-in. One devotee called me and he said there was a visiting sannyasi and we need to do some service for him. And it was just a walk-in and I had not planned the meeting at all. But then for me, it was purely coincidental. But the role you have played in my life, as the place you have in my life. It is totally not very different from what I had expected or I not expected in my first meeting with you. And then I also remember the first class that you gave. I listened to the first class you gave at our place, and you were speaking about Lord Jagannath. Although we don't remember all the contents of the class, but I remember the feeling. I remember the way you were seated and you were speaking, and it was a very blissful experience. And I can say that from that time, you have implanted Lord Jagannath in our heart. And later on, you also install Lord Jagannath in our home and in our life, and we are very much indebted to you for this. And I mean, I have many things to thank you about, and all the things that you have taught us during all the visits and all the opportunities we had to be with you. You are also like you have given us so many opportunities to serve you in many ways. And although we were not up to the standard many times, you very, very kindly accepted our services. And for me personally, I'm very grateful for the time you have given to me, and you have been very patient towards me for patiently teaching me many things. So I am really very thankful to you for all these things. And at the start of this program, we were speaking about the Prachetas, about cooperation and working together. So I would like to share that during the time when you were coming to Mauritius in the early days, then sometimes I will make a schedule for your programs. But then we also had other senior devotees who were visiting during these periods. So you gave very clear instructions that we should not organize any programs for you separately. We should schedule your programs, and you will go together with the other devotees. We had many senior devotees like His Grace Sarvabhauma Prabhu, I remember, or other sannyasis, and you requested that we should organize programs so that everyone do the program together. And then when I ask you, why is it so? So you say that this helps to give an example for cooperation. If the leaders, they cooperate together, then all other devotees, they will have the example to cooperate together. So I remembered this incident, and so like there are many things that we have learned during all the time that you have you have visited us, and you have given us so much time. So we are very thankful for that. And right now, I think that all the devotees in Mauritius, they are missing your visits because it's been so long that you have not been in Mauritius. So we are praying to have you very soon in Mauritius after everything comes to normal. Thank you very much, Maharaj. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, yes, I remember you very dearly. I went to Mauritius, I didn't know anybody. It was my first time. other places I have seen some friends before then, but going to Mauritius, I have not met anyone I can say is a friend. The Sikh Prabhu was who asked me to come. And he told me many sannyasis are coming here, but you don't see them there in the disciple house. Nobody, you see, only here, but you don't see them. I said, oh, okay, let me go there. That was my interest. And I came there and I saw that the reception that I got was heavy. We still continue till today. And all of you came forward and we offered different services. And I cannot forget all those wonderful services. When His Holiness Japaraka Swami asked me to go to Seychelles, I didn't know how to do it. A devotee asked me to go with. For 3 years, I was asking Prabhu, let's go. He said, yeah, blah, blah, blah. For 3 years, I was asking him, nothing happened. And it's only once I told him, Prabhu, I want to go to Seychelles. And before I knew it was done, I didn't do anything. I always give instruction. And this is what has been happening. Now this one is established there. And something has happened. And notice are happening. It's a wonderful service. I didn't know how you did it. I just told you, I want to go. Something I couldn't do for 3 years. It's only a few minutes you did it. And then okay, night is done. Who are you selected all the devotees, let's bring this, let's bring this. And it's wonderful. We are grateful to you for the wonderful service. Look at your children, so wonderful devotees, so nice. Thank you, Maharaj.
Thank you very, very much, His Grace Pramavilas Prabhu, for all your wonderful and outstanding contribution to Srila Gurudev. We're very, very grateful. So we are moving forward now. We're going to be calling our last speaker for today. Last but not the least speaker for today, Her Grace Padmavati Mataji. Just Mataji, before you start, just due to time constraints, and I think we've already overlapped on a lot of time. So please keep the offering short for like maximum 2 minutes or 2 minutes and a half. So just an introduction of Her Grace Padmavati Mataji. Her Grace Padmavati Mataji is married to His Grace Vaishnava Prabhu, a very humble and enthusiastic devotee. Together, they have been rendering service to Sri Sri Krishna Balaram as their pujari, and Mataji's motherly love for Srila Gurudev is very, very inspiring to me and to so many other people. She takes it upon herself to cook and prepare delicious sweets for the relishing pleasure of Sri Sri Radha Shama Sundar and Srila Gurudev personal deities and Srila Gurudev himself. So Mataji, please, the floor is yours, but please keep the offering short. God bless you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Bhakti Tirtha Swami, all glories to your Holiness, all glories to your Vyasa-Puja celebrations. Dear Guru Maharaj, please accept our most respectful obeisances at the dust of your divine lotus feet. We wish you a very happy Vyasa-Puja, and we wish you a very long and healthy life. Guru Maharaj, we thank you so much for your support, love, mercy, inspiration, guidance, shelter, and caring for us all. You're always ready to assist everyone in our personal problems, both materially and spiritually. We will never be able to pay this debt for many lives to come. You're so merciful and caring that you personally phone each and every one of us to inspire us to progress in our spiritual lives. Your holy association is always purifying. Dear Guru Maharaj, the depth of your compassion for us all is unfathomable. You remain the most unforgettable character throughout our whole lives. In a lecture, you said that devotee means pure devotee. And your only concern is that we, as aspiring devotees, make spiritual progress and do not remain stagnant. And hence, we sincerely pray for your mercy so that one day in this life itself, we can attain to this level of purity. Please pray for us so that we can get rid of lust, greed, anger, arrogance, and envy, which are gateways to hell. Dear Guru Maharaj, please give us your mercy so that all our offenses will cease. We are weak, devoid of intelligence. We have no qualities. Your mercy is all that we are made of. Please give us all help and all strength so that we progress in Krishna consciousness. Please give us all devotion to Krishna. You have constantly showered upon us all your love and care. And we express our sincere gratitude for this. Please let us always remain in the shade of your lotus feet. I seize this opportunity to thank all the devotees who have helped us in our spiritual lives. And our aspiration is always to serve all the Vaishnavas indiscriminately. Dear Guru Maharaj, we want to tell you that we love you very much. And we pray for you every day. Thank you very much for everything, Guru Maharaj. Please forgive us for all the offenses caused at the dust of the lotus feet. Your servants, Kesari Devi, Giri Govardhan, Padmavati Devi, Vaishnav Das. Thank you, Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna, Vaishnava, Padmavati, Govardhan, and Kaishuri. Hare Krishna. Praying that their prayers are answered by the Parampara and Lord Krishna.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj.
And we continue to remain together for eternity. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Maharaj.
Thank you very much, Padmavati Prabhu and His Grace Vaishnava Prabhu. We're very, very grateful. So yes, we are coming to the ending section for today's online Vyasa-Puja celebration. For those that joined us late, we're sorry you missed out. And for those that has been with us all through, we thank you very, very much for your patience. We thank you very, very much for for tolerating us. For which if we've mistakenly unknowingly offended anyone, we humbly beg you to please forgive us. We are still learning. We are just child. We are still learning, and we hope that one day we'll be able to do things in proper setting as per standard. So thank you very much. So to move on and to conclude today's section, we are going to give an answer to the quiz that was asked in the class, if in the program a few while ago, if you guys were paying attention. So the answer to the quiz was, well, it was asked, the Prachetas were how many brothers? So many people gave so many different answers, but the original answer is 10. So if you got it, don't worry, we're going to send you a visual laddu so you can get it and you can also eat it. So God bless each and every one of you, and we're very, very grateful. But before we end, we'd just love to call Srila Gurudev to give a concluding note. Srila Gurudev.
We are very, very grateful to all the devotees, everyone. All the devotees who are here on the Zoom, on the Facebook, on the YouTube. All the devotees organize everything, participant in whichever way that we have all come together for this program. We are very, very grateful to you, grateful to Gurudev for giving all of you intelligence and ability and the strength to organize things like this. And we pray that all of you get the blessing of our spiritual master, and your life in Krishna consciousness is successful. Thank you very much for everything. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Holiness Bhakti Dhira Damodara Swami Maharaj Ki Jai. Just on this note, before Maharaj started the class, he said that it is only by our costless mercy that things are able to happen and things are able to function. But in reality, conversely to that, the reality is it is only by your costless mercy, Srila Gurudev, that anything that we are able to do things and we are able to become useful. So thank you very, very much, Srila Gurudev, for making us useful in your service. Thank you very much for making us useful in the service of Srila Prabhupada. Thank you very much for making us useful in the service of His Holiness Bhakti Tirtha Swami Maharaj. So we are not, and we are gonna end today's section, and tomorrow we have other sections. Please don't miss out on it, because we have outlined varieties and different interesting topics that are there, different programs that are all there for you tomorrow. If you think today is something, tomorrow is going to be more superb. Don't miss it. Don't miss it. Stay tuned. So I'm gonna hand on over to Her Grace Yogini Mataji for a brief and a quick announcement, and we're gonna call it a day. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Thank you so much for your wonderful hosting today. And thank you, dear Srila Gurudeva. Thank you so much for this opportunity. And I would just like to announce the winners, because we forgot to announce the winners. We promised, and so we need to announce the winners. So 3 people who were the quickest to replying the quiz was Devarishi Asamoah and Ganga Prasada Das and Arga Kamal Das. So congratulations. Please receive the wonderful virtual Prasada treats. Yeah. Yes. And so for tomorrow, I will now pass quickly through this tomorrow's schedule. So we will have a slide up. Yeah, so we will begin at 9:30 a.m. and this will be at Nigeria time or UK time or Portugal time. And we will start with a talk by His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Damodara Swami again about the culture of constant love and appreciation, followed by the offerings by senior and god brothers and god sisters from Nigeria. And right after that, we will have a special song offering, Ocean of Nectar, at 10:45 a.m. And then at 10:50 a.m., we will have offerings by disciples and well-wishers. Okay, and remembering that tomorrow we will also have simultaneous translations into Portuguese and Hindi. Thank you so much, dear devotees. Oh, and here we have the timing. So the different timings according to your region in the world. You can have a look so you can be situated and ready to join us tomorrow. Thank you so much to all of you.
Yeah, and we'll be sending the timings also to the in our WhatsApp group so that you don't miss out on when the program is going to start. And also we're going to give a notification on our Facebook page so you don't miss out on the programs, so that you can queue in and stay tuned to each other. So on this note, we are going to end with a heartfelt, prostrated like a stick. Vanchakao patarubyascha, kripa sindubya evacha, patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavibhyo namo namaha. And we beg His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Damodara Swami Maharaj. Thank you very much for tolerating us, and thank you very, very much for being present with us all through the programs. To all Maharajas and senior devotees that have been present here with us, we are very, very grateful. We are very, very humbled by your presence.